We are live. Canelo Alvarez just stops Yildirim in a bum fight. Eddie Hearn, what can I say? I mean, you can hear for yourself. Him and Billy Joe Saunders, another fast, man. That's terrible. It's really bad. I mean, the big event, it's a shame, man. The guy wasn't durable. So Billy Joe Saunders is next in. He's another one who's going to get rolled over. But hey, listen. Canelo can do what Canelo can do, man. I can tell, I can see Billy Joe Saunders beating him, but I don't know, man. I don't know what Billy Joe Saunders is his mindset is. What's he on? Here we go. They're just bloody hell, man. Disappointing. What's going on, people? What are you guys saying? What do you guys saying about this, man? How was that? Wasn't that disappointing? Canelo's there talking right now. They've got so much time left on the zone. I don't know what they're gonna do with themselves. Who's that? YG? 1 minute, YG. I'll bring you in a sec here. They don't like each other at all, boy. Billy Joe Saunders, trust me. Disappointing. What's up? What's up, Jalik? I'll drop you a link in a minute. What's up, Jalik? Why you stay there for a bit, bro? I'm gonna sort you out. Don't worry about it. I just want to wait until after you finish talking. YG, I'll bring you in.
You talked about making history. We've seen you win titles at other weight classes before, but you are fixated on becoming undisputed at 168. Why is that important?
Yeah, because he's fat and he can't make middleweight no more. That's why.
What are they talking about? He gonna say because nobody else has done it in America. 2 people from America was undisputed at 168.
Man, I ain't trying. Listen, YG. 1 minute. I'm gonna deal with you in a sec, bro. I'm gonna deal with you in a sec. Find them opponents ain't doing shit for you, mate.
There's history you can make in
That's true. No one's been undisputed.
You can make in Mexico. You believe you said you want to be known as the greatest Mexican boxer ever. That's a long list of great fighters, including the great Julio Cesar Chavez.
Salvador Sanchez.
You can become that.
Quiero hacer mi propia historia y que cuando hablen de boxeo siempre se acuerden de Canelo y nada más. Respeto a todos los de la historia, pero estoy haciendo mi propia historia y respeto a los demás.
What's up, Troy from Philly?
My own history. I want to make my own history. I don't want to be equal to anyone or be like it. I want to make my own history.
Look at Eddie trying to fit in with Canelo in them, man. Eddie's a fucking snake.
And I respect that.
Up next, history, May 8th, Billy Joe Saunders. Congratulations, Canelo.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone. Thank you for your
Snake.
support. And God bless everyone.
Oh, English is getting better. That's good. Yo, listen, man. They got so much airtime now. They don't even know what to do with themselves. Listen. All right, so we got YG Knight. If you don't know, now you know. YG, the king of New York. Go ahead, YG. Tell us what you think.
Yo, what's going on, people? Yo, I appreciate you letting me come to EJ. I mean, the guy was there to let Canelo get off his work, so we get the Billy Joe Saunders fight May 8th.
Bruh, it was YG. I ain't gonna lie to you, that was bad. Dan the man boxing. If you don't know now, you know. The best over there in LA. Go ahead, Dan. What you think, bruh?
Well, ain't much to say. I mean, it was what we expected. I mean, I don't call Yildirim landing one punch other than maybe a counter left hook when after he got knocked down, but that was about it. But that was like one, and Canelo left the fight unscathed, like not even one scratch or one dent on his face. So I mean, it's what we expected, man.
What's funny, right? What's funny? If that was Mayweather, they'd be tearing up the place.
Yeah.
Because it's Canelo and everyone likes him. It's okay, it's okay. We're going to talk about Billy Joe Saunders. I mean, I mean that there, yeah. Listen, that Eddie Hearn. This is what if you want Eddie Hearn to take over boxing, this is what you expect. That's what
Right.
I'm saying. Let's let them do it. You ain't competitive fight. HBO, they would have never let that go down. You know what I mean? Noah showed they would have never let that go down. They would have said, "No, fight him." No, it's not good enough. It's not good enough. It was not good enough at all, bro. At all. You know what I'm saying? But that's very disappointing. I mean, the card. What do you think about the card itself?
I mean, it was a decent card. I mean, you had, the Zhang, in a tough fight against Jerry Forrest. I mean, he knocked him down 3 times, and there was times in that fight where Forrest was going to be gone, but Jerry Forrest battled back, and he fought to a draw, and he really trained for that fight. He was hungry. He wanted to prove himself. So now, where does both fighters go from there? I mean, obviously, people's going to want a rematch from that fight because that was a damn good heavyweight fight.
What fight you talking about?
Zhang, the Chinese heavyweight, Zhang versus
Man, that
Jerry.
was whack, man. That fight was whack, bro.
Ah,
Like,
what? Come on, man.
yo,
No, no.
that fight was that guy. I saw that fight. That fight was horrible. Like he knocked him down multiple times. The guy kept them getting up. The guy was the level of the undercard was horrible. I was just watching it
Yeah,
on the phone.
yeah. I mean, the undercard wasn't that bad. It
It
wasn't
was
that bad.
terrible. Oh, I wasn't entertained, man. That was
Well,
horrible.
fair enough. But what I'm just saying is this, though. What's funny about that is that Jerry Force is all getting out of the ring happy. He should be because he fought hard to win the draw. I mean, to get a draw. But he's talking about give me Anthony Joshua now. I'm like, okay, wait a minute, hold on. You didn't
The
win
guy
the.
was at it. Yeah, they want that money. They want that payday. I'd do that as well. Ain't nothing wrong with that, man.
Well, he's going to have to earn it. He's going to have to more than getting a draw against Zhang. But
plus, it's not like Joshua's been looking like a world beater lately.
yeah.
Yeah, everyone wants Joshua. They want to get paid. That's what it is. They want to get paid.
Yeah,
Now,
absolutely. I mean,
listen, that ranks up. Yeah, one of the what's it say? What's the one in? What's it saying? Not underspec. No, underwhelming. That's what I'm gonna say.
underwhelming.
Yeah,
Underwhelming.
underwhelming so far. Like the expectation, Canelo's fighting #1 pound for pound boxer in the world. So they say. And you saw that the level of the opponent, like bruh, like let's look at the last opponents, last UK opponents. You know they've all been picked by Eddie Hearn, right? Callum Smith, Yildirim. Now you got Billy Joe Saunders, bro. Give me a break, bruv.
Yeah, Billy Joe Saunders. I like Billy, but I like Billy Joe Saunders, even though he could be a hothead. But I don't like his chances against Canelo Alvarez. I really don't.
Is Canelo ever going to get tested? Like, are they ever going to put him in there to get tested at some point? Because he's been fighting.
Well, I mean, they were talking about that.
Go ahead.
Yeah, it's funny though. They were talking about that on the card, right? On the zone. The commentators, it's like, you know what? They just don't see anybody viable at 168 who could challenge him right now. I mean, Caleb Plant. Yeah, I mean, Caleb Plant is probably the closest, but other than that, they talking about what?
You got Benavidez. You know what I'm saying? What are you talking about?
I would say Benavidez, but he can't make the weight.
He can't make word. He's not dependable.
What about Ramirez?
Well, him either. He's at 175. So that's what they were talking. They're at 170. They're at 175. They're at 175.
Jesse Hart. What's going on with Jesse Hart?
Well, that's what I'm saying though. Listen to what I'm saying though. They were saying that maybe Canelo's going to have to go up to 175 to get a better challenge there. The only fight that he's going to be an underdog against is Arthur Beterbiev. We all know that. We don't like his chances in that fight.
Yeah, that's why he went down. That's why he went down.
I've been gonna find the guy that Charlo.
Charlo's at 160. I mean, look.
That's the matchup that he don't want.
It's me, Dave Fox. I'm confident.
You gotta boot him, man. Who's that?
Yeah, it's a troll. Yeah, it's a troll. Yeah, get him out.
Yeah, you go, Sonny. You know what I'm saying? When I heard that Debo voice, that was it, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You got to go. You know what I'm saying? But like that underwhelming. That caught people expected like fireworks, bro.
They got a knockout.
This is what you get when you got Eddie Hearn running boxing, bro. You know what I mean?
Hey, you know what? To be fair though, to Eddie though, he's got two of the best fighters. He's got two of the best draws, the biggest draws in boxing.
Yo,
right now.
I'm on Twitter. I'm on Twitter. Yeah, Eubank Jr.'s just got his face covering his face. He's got a mojo of is this common face. Twitter, the commentary. What's it? a spectacular to beat Canelo. Have
Yo,
it,
Yeah,
I know that was horrible. Like everyone's
He'd
going
be a
in,
knockout
bro.
too.
You know, sometimes when it gets like this, yeah, it's even better for boxing. So people can just come on and just rinse. You know what I
yeah.
mean? Rinse this.
Well,
Nah,
you know
yeah,
what's
yeah.
funny though, EJ? Let me say something. What's up, YG? Let me just say something. You know where people were saying that this was, they were saying the same crap when he fought Callum Smith not too long ago, right? Everybody at first thought, okay, this is going to be a great event. You know, they were
Damn.
basing it on that fact that they thought Callum Smith was going to give him a good fight, possibly beat him. But
Mm.
as soon as Callum Smith got shut out, literally got shut out of that fight, many people didn't give him one round that fight. Now everybody want to come down to Canelo, and then you got everybody going after Callum Smith for that performance. I'm like, look. What is he supposed to do? Look who he's fighting. Look who's standing right in front of him. You got a guy who's pound for pound number one. You got a guy who's got a great chin, who could take a punch, who's got incredibly fast hands. He's a lethal counter puncher. What's he supposed to do against a fighter like that? You know what I mean? He had this guy with his best shots, and he kept coming at him.
Nah,
So
Dan,
yeah, you know,
it's always like that. Like going into a confrontation when it looks like both people are equal, and then when you come out on the other side of it, you look like that guy wasn't never meant to be in that position in the first place.
They already put up. The thing is, they
That should
already
remind me
what?
of going into the Packers versus the Buccaneers. Going into the matchup, a bunch of
right.
people were saying Aaron Rodgers, oh, he's the best quarterback right now. He's the guy. And then after the game, they're like, well, you know what? Like, nah, he's just mobile better than Brady, but all around quarterback, nah, he's not better than Brady. Like it's always like that going into a competition. People think it's even, but it's really not.
Right. Yeah,
Yo,
that's a very good point. I mean, look, it's just things though. This is going to be the same sentiment. What's going to happen is that when the Billy Joe Saunders fight comes off on May 8th, we all know Billy Joe Saunders is going to get beat. He'll pose a better challenge than Yildirim. We know that.
they already
But
put the post up already.
yeah,
That's the bad thing about it. The poster's already up already. You know what I
yeah, the
mean? I'm
promotion
like,
is
yo,
already up. Yeah,
yeah.
Billy Joe Saunders is
That
going to
means,
get beat.
and this is before the fight even finished. That means they know this guy wasn't going 2 rounds.
Nah,
I mean?
yo, but that's the W. You blaming Eddie, but it's also in the
I ain't blaming
WBC.
Eddie. I'm just saying, no, I ain't blaming Eddie. Nothing,
because
I'm just saying
because
the
they
fight
they
was
did
over. No, I'm saying the fight was over.
no. I'm
They
not
got
talking about that. I'm talking about the reason why that guy was in the ring because
he's a bomb man.
hold on. Let me just say this though.
You can
Let's
say
not
what you
forget
say.
that this guy came in overweight. He gave up the title. Then they picked the title up with Canelo and this guy to fight whoever gonna win it. And then they made the mandatory challenger. Like
Yeah, David Benavidez. Yeah,
instead of Canelo saying like, well, nah, I wanna like he doing the things that he done before, the Lomachenko, and he done it before too. Don't want to fight somebody and give up the title. He just said like, "Hell, I take this guy right now."
Listen,
Like,
bro.
cause
Listen, bro. Listen. I want to hear. I don't want to hear no logics, bro. I don't want to hear
no,
no
because
logics.
if the WBC made
YG,
him,
I'm not having a go at you, YG. So just don't take it as you. I want to hear that right now. As a fight fan, I wanted to see a fight, and I didn't get it right. And I'm a fight fan. We disappointed. We don't want to hear no technicals about. Well, this guy was there, and we're gonna give it the belt. Give up the listen. Get a competitive fight in here. Can you give me a competitive fight, please? And not really, you know what I mean? Like, give me a competitive fight. Now, Billy Joe Saunders, yeah, like the poster's already up. Like that fight ain't even like, is anyone even giving him a chance? Even in that, like,
I mean
the Billy Joe Saunders fight.
You got the Tyson Fury crowd giving him a chance. Let's be real, they giving him a shot.
I'm talking about you, bro. Like, are you guys
The
in
Travelers believe. This,
I don't
I mean, I've been telling you all year. This is the year of the Travelers.
YG's funny, bro. YG's funny, bro. YG's funny.
I've been telling
Yeah.
you all year. This is the year of the Travelers. So
Nah, but you know what though? Let me just say this. Though. I think that after the Billy Joe Saunders fight, like they did Callum Smith, they're gonna throw him under the bus. Now a lot of Brits are gonna get upset that Eddie Hearn's beating all these, his best fighters overseas Mexican fighters get beat up the way they are right now in the last 3 years. Now that backlash is gonna come at Hearn. I'm telling you, this was gonna happen. It's gonna come at Eddie Hearn. And some people are kind of theorizing that, you know what, maybe Eddie Hearn's being strategic here. If I can get these Mexican fighters here to beat up my guys, that give me a better chance to get into the American market, especially with Canelo Alvarez.
Yo, Dan, you know what I really want to say, and I want to say that shit on Billy Joe's page too. Like, yo, you know when you made that video about fighting the women that stay on your front foot and all of that, you
YG,
better
can't
hit
hear what
that.
you're saying, YG. You sound so far away, bro. What you saying?
I was saying when I want to go on Billy Joe's page, when I see him post something, I'm gonna tell him that that stuff that you was talking about in the video when you talking about fighting a woman, you better fight Canelo like that. I bet not see you. I bet not see you on the. I bet not see you on the back foot.
No, he's gonna be on his back foot.
Yeah. That's right.
Like,
Yeah. Full court press. Oh,
I want to see you throw that hook that you was talking about.
yeah.
When you was talking about fighting your lady when she get on your nerves. When
But
Canelo,
don't you think it's disrespectful though already? Like this fight even cold in the grave, dead in the cold. That we're gonna manipulate the fans and already talk about another fight that ain't got. You know what I'm saying? I think that's so disrespectful, bro.
that's
I think it's so disrespectful.
a throwback because back in the days,
Oh, here we go. You guys, I don't want to hear your excuses. I think it's disrespectful.
they would
It's disrespectful. The fight ain't even dead in the water, and like the zone for the zone. Like they got viewership and this and that, but this is not going down well, bro. For the fight fan, if I'm a fight fan and I tune into boxing and I saw that bullshit, I doubt if I come back again. I'm just saying. That's just me. Man, that was underwhelming. It was horrible.
Because you know how many times we've seen a fighter fight somebody and we already know who he's fighting next? That's regular.
No, that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about, bro. Is this guy here? It's like, bro, this guy just came to lay a duck, bro. Like, dude, that down here, Dan, what'd you say again? You said he didn't throw one meaningful punch on Canelo.
Yeah, he didn't throw one meaningful punch. He didn't even land a punch other than maybe a counter left hook after he got knocked down.
See?
And that was it. I mean, that's all he did. And
is that acceptable? Is that
no?
acceptable?
And you know what? Here's the thing: it's not acceptable because Sergio Moore has pointed this out and said, "Hey, look, I didn't see this type of aggression from Yildirim that we saw against Andy Durrell. He fought his ass off against Durrell. And some people argue he won that fight. You know,
yep. Danny Kinahan's gonna be happy now, isn't it? Because like he got his boy MTK, MTK. You know, you got the mafia, you got the cartels versus the cartels in this one here, isn't it?
You think what? You think Matron's owned by the cartels?
No, not the Matchroom. I'm talking about MTK. MTK's with Billy Joe, and then you got Canelo with the other cartel down there. So that's gonna be.
Oh yeah, the Mexican cartel.
Yeah.
Oh okay. Oh boy.
Yeah, the other.
Well.
That's gonna go. That ain't gonna go down funny, bro. But as a fan, yeah, like the undercard was undesirable. The main event was desirable, and I'm not gonna talk about like the fight fans came to see Yildirim, who's supposed to be a double gave Jarrell fight, but let's get it right. Harold Knight, who's with Dillian White, helping up Dillian White for Povetkin, he was no longer in the corner. Now I'm gonna try and get Harold Knight tomorrow and hear what he has to say because he was the main factor that put the game plan together that made him fight against Jarrell so good. Because that's what got him the opportunity for him to fight. But when he got in there, obviously you can see, who was it? It was Joe Diaz. Was it Joe Diaz? Yeah, he was in there slapping Yildirim in the corner. You see, they had no chemistry, bro. I don't think he even believed in himself. That guy, he didn't believe in himself, man.
You can't. The styles is different. A guy that's coming forward on Anthony Durrell all night, I don't expect him to do the same thing to Canelo because the punching power is not there.
Well, YG, I agree to disagree because there were spots in that fight where Yildirim was coming forward against Canelo, but he wasn't doing nothing. He wasn't punching. That was the problem. He wasn't doing nothing, and that's what Sergio Moore was wondering, like, what the hell is he doing?
What's he doing? What's he doing in there? And already, to cover it up, right? They put advertisement to say Billy Joe Saunders, so people who came to watch the fight, a competitive fight, and then you come in there and now you're going to tell us about another fight coming up. I mean, that's so disrespectful, man. I'm just to me. And the rapping thing. What do you think about the entrance of the rapper and the whole bike from the stage and all that shit, the fireworks, man? I said, yo, I want it, man. Listen. That's all.
It's nothing new. It's nothing new. That's what they always do with the actress. You know what I'm saying?
But at least the fight has to live up to it, though. Like that was more entertaining than the fight, right?
Well, speaking of living up, maybe they're trying to steal some of the, not steal, but maybe try to piggyback off the Trilla's presentation on how they introduce fights.
Oh, yeah, but Trilla's more exciting though. Like Trilla's more competitive fights.
Right.
That was
I had a feeling. I thought about that. Speaking of Triller, just to change the subject a little bit, is it possible maybe that most of those Heyman fighters are going to go over to Triller and fight over there now? Based on
if Lopez stays over there, I'd go over there as well.
yeah, yeah, oh yeah, the way Bob Aaron's treating them right now, man.
Yeah,
This
because
is
Dan, you know
what's
what's
up?
gonna happen, right? You know these guys, like these guys is gonna make Eddie Hearn and Bob Arum and them step it up
Yeah, they are. They're
because
gonna make them work. Yeah,
because if each time of these good fights if keep going to purse bids and then Thriller gets a chance to step in and outbid them, and they didn't even outbid them by a lot because they only had to go 6 million because these guys put in put up 3 million and Eddie put up 4, something like that. So they just
no,
had
Eddie
to
put
go.
up 3 million. No, Eddie put up 3 million. Top Rank put up 2 million. Triller came in with 6 million. So that's a lot.
Hell yeah,
That's a pretty big difference. That's a pretty big difference.
and bodied them. So I could almost see the rest of these fights could keep doing the same thing.
Yeah.
Like
Well, you know,
what you gonna say?
no. Go ahead, man. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, because I was gonna say a couple of these guys that can't get the promoters to agree to the right amount of cash could just go, all right, so let's purse bid it.
Right.
But I guess with the other situations, they don't know who's taking the 60% though. That's the only part because what you call it new regardless, he was the champion, so he was getting 65%.
Well, you know what? Yeah, you're talking about Lopez and the situation with Top Rank, but
because
go ahead.
I told EJ and them that was gonna happen when he was going to when Lopez was going to fight Lomachenko and Bob Arum was trying to keep the money down. I said, listen, he's doing this because he know once he beat Lomachenko that he's gonna want to raise the money up and he's gonna say, well, if I only paid you just to fight Lomachenko, why am I gonna pay you big money to fight the rest of these guys? So I already knew that was gonna be his strategy to keep his pay down. So
I mean, we all knew he was going to do that after he beat Lomachenko. I had a feeling he was going to treat him the same way he treated Riggin after he beat Donaire. He's like, when Bob Aaron, he takes it personal when you beat his cash cow fighters. This is what happened. He does this to every fucking one of these fighters that, like for example, Zaire Rahim. People don't remember him, but I think EJ remember him. Zaire Rahim. The same shit would happen to him when he beat Eric Morales. Look what happened to Zaire Rahim. He went in there and embarrassed the guy. And, because of the fact that Morales was supposed to go in there and win that fight just to set up the rematch with him and Pacquiao, I think the third fight or the second fight, or whatever the fight case may be, and Rahim went in there and embarrassed him on national television. And then after that, Rahim was gone from existence. But yeah, he got a title shot against what's his name? I forgot who he fought, but he got knocked out. But after that, he didn't get another opportunity after that.
Yeah, that's right.
So it's like Bob Aaron fucking this is what he does to fighters that he doesn't count on beating their cash cows. And when they do beat them, it's like he treats them like shit. And then talks about, I can't promote them. I can't do nothing with them.
That's right. Discredit. But you see the thing, Eddie. You saw Eddie do it. You didn't see Eddie do it to Kell Brook already. So it's like he ain't the only one. You know what I'm saying? The only one that ain't doing it. I've heard is Al Heyman. He ain't the only one. Like, you know what I mean, so. I actually, I ain't heard Don King say that either. Now, people say bad thing about Don King. I ain't heard him say it either. But
that's the one thing you can say about Al Heyman. He doesn't do that to any of his fighters. If you beat a cash cow fighter, he'll let it go. It's like, yeah, you beat him, so what? Congratulations.
The funny thing is, Bob Arum, he reminded me of some of the football owners. It's like the general managers. It's like he only like fighters when they on the rookie contract. And they don't they don't cost a lot of money, and he don't got to pay them nothing.
That's right.
On ESPN, but as soon as you go to the next level, and you're supposed to be a star, he's still trying to hold you back. Like, nah, you're not really a star. Like, you leave it to him, he will tell us that the biggest names that we had in our era, you know what I mean, outside of the heavyweights and the legendary, like he really would tell us that those guys is not superstars until after they leave him, and then he like, well, yeah, they're a star, but they started in Top Rank. Like, if like he paid, like, no, like, like the person put in the work to become a star, you promoted them to put them on a platform, but like you got to keep it going. Like he'll make somebody that get to the precipice of being a star and then don't want to pay them no more and then leave it like that. Like That's it. That's his business plan.
You're right. You're right. But yeah, because you know the thing is, as they winning more, they do demand more money, and that's what I think Lomo tried to do, demand more money. And Bob Arum goes, but you ain't bringing no money in. What the fuck am I gonna get? And that's why he looked at Lopez and gave Lopez props. But at the same time, he wasn't giving Lopez what he wanted as well. And Lopez, that's why Lopez gone to another platform. If Lopez goes and said he got 6 million, then how much can Lopez must think? Oh, if I went six, they want 6 million, then how much do people really want me? I mean, listen, that's what Crawford should have did. Crawford was
Yeah.
in the same position at 140, right? And
Yeah.
it's like if he was in the same position and he was undisputed at 140, he should have went out there and said, "Yo, who wants me? Who wants to fight me? My belt's up to bid." Because look, he's getting paid. Lopez getting paid against a subpar opponent. He getting paid, and if I was him, I'd leave Bob Arum because I'm like Mayweather did and De La Hoya. You can get more money out there in the free agency. You free agent now. You know you stay with him. You honored your contract, but this is about business, and you ain't paying. How about that? There's money to be gained out here. 6 mil, I'll go sign with Triller. Like they're gonna make their money back as well for real. Because they
Yeah.
got Snoop Dogg. D-Star doesn't like it that Snoop Dogg is the commentary for some reason. I don't know, but he doesn't
Well,
understand this.
Snoop Dogg's actually, I think he's part owner of Trilla. Of
But
that.
this,
Yeah.
but it's the thing. When Snoop Dogg is on the commentary, you bring a different crowd in. This is the
Yeah.
thing. You put these celebrities in, man. You bring a
Yeah.
whole different crowd. This is about business and money and numbers. We live in a different era where whether you like this guy, the other, this guy brings in a different audience. And he brings in them audience. Say they're the ones gonna come pay. Oh, Snoop Dogg does commentary. I'm just gonna pay my money just to see Snoop, see what Snoop gonna say. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's what he is. You know what I mean? And then in the
Well,
meantime, Lopez is like, well, boy, I don't care. As long as you pay, you can say what you want on the commentary. I'm gonna handle my business anyway. So it's an all win. It's an all win. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, isn't
That's
that
what I
isn't
feel.
that fight supposed to be on the undercard of Holyfield and Tyson 3?
What's for the Lopez fight? The Lopez fight.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
man. They didn't know, man. They got the old main event. Hell no. What? No.
Dude, that's what I heard.
Nah, man. Don't be doing that. Nah, don't be doing that.
What? Nah,
Nah, man. Don't be doing that, Dad. Don't be doing that. That can't be
no,
no.
that'd be
That'd be a living. Go ahead,
that'd be
Mike.
crazy. That'd be crazy if they put the the Holyfield and Tyson, what you call it, on that card.
No, no, you can't do that's no, you smashing all your eggs, man. Don't do that.
Nah, because you know what? I'd be sure that's good because they would have to put that on the undercard because Holyfield and Tyson, they too old, man. They ain't gonna give us a whole big show.
Oh, they gonna
anyway.
give us a fight, man. The fight gonna be competitive. Them two old dudes in the ring, they gonna throw hands.
Nah. I rather
They ain't going nowhere. Their legs ain't going nowhere.
I rather them guys on the undercard.
Man, you didn't even watch. Did you enjoy? People enjoyed the Mike Tyson beating down Roy Jones. People like that.
Yeah.
They like
That's
that.
true.
They
No,
like
I
that.
did too, but I think it'd be better as an undercard.
No, man, ain't no undercard. Randall Holyfield and Mike Tyson. Ain't no
I don't need those guys going out there thinking they need to carry the show. At 50
that you
years
funny
old.
as hell. That funny as hell. That's trying to troll me. Yo, that's funny as hell. They gonna be the main event over Lopez. People's eyes will pop out their head. If that was the case, yo, people be like, are you kidding me? Are you serious? You know, get Dick Vitale. You know what I'm saying?
Like it could. I'm just saying it could.
That'd be the best undercard fight since what?
Yo, it would. You know what? That would be
since Danny Garcia versus Matisse.
Yeah. For real, that's like a Don King undercard right there. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's one of the best undercard fights. Nah, I'm fronting.
Is
Canelo?
Go ahead,
I seen the chocolate Tito fight was on the undercard of Wilder and what you call it. That was a good scrap too.
Yo, Dan, let me ask you: Is on that performance? Is Canelo still pound for pound number one? In your eyes?
Well, look, that was a mandatory, so I'm not going to get on him too much about it. But on a pound for pound performance, he didn't take damage. He didn't even take one lick of damage in that fight. It lasted 3 rounds. He did what he had to do. So he did what he was expected to do and move on. I mean, so now he's got Billy Joe Saunders. If he beats him, which he is expected to do, yeah, he's definitely pound for pound. I'm not going to argue against that.
Wow, man, you got double standards, Dan. If this was made before, you be out here, man. This is why I hate this guy, man. Look at the opponents.
I rate it. No, bro. No, EJ, you got it wrong, bro. You got it wrong. No, you know my story. No, bro. Listen to me. You know this. Yeah, you know my history against Floyd Mayweather. I didn't like the dude, but I always give him his props. And I said he was pound for pound. I always said he was pound for pound number one. It was either between him and Andre Ward, but since Andre Ward was inactive, I had to give it to Floyd, even though I did not like him. But he earned his right to be pound for pound number one. I couldn't take that away from him. I've always said that.
Yo, we got Mali Bangwe all the way from South Africa. My man, what's up, my African brother?
Yo, what's going on, brothers? How you doing?
How you
What's
doing,
happening?
Mali? What's going on? Hey, so you saw the fight, YG man. Put you on mute, YG. You be busting your gums over there. I could hear.
That's not me.
Yeah.
That's somebody else. That wasn't me.
Yeah, all right. Well, anyway, though, I'll put you on mute for a second and we'll find out. Mali Bangwe, what's going on, man? What's happening? Tell us about what you seen, what you heard. What's going on? What's the latest?
No, man, just enjoying the fight of Alvarez fighting Yildirim.
You like that, yeah?
Much respect for Alvarez. I don't
Mm-hmm.
think it's his fault that there are mandatory challenges that are easy work like Yildirim.
You want
But
that
I
YG?
think,
You want that YG shit as well? Go ahead, I'm listening. Go ahead.
yeah, but I think, look, uh, if you're just gonna be looking on the sanctions and who is rated number one to fight when you are in that level, then it's different as compared to the other uncrowned fighters that could challenge you. I think there are many other great fighters that could challenge Canelo. I'm thinking, for an example, if you're thinking of the Andrades and the Charlo brothers, I think they will challenge him. But I do not think it is Canelo's responsibility to actually seek to fight those guys. I think he's bigger already, but I'm hoping soon he will give them opportunities, man. That's it.
What about Billy Joe Saunders thing? Already just advertised before this fight is even dead in the grave.
No.
Before Idris even hit the floor, they got Billy Joe Saunders and the thing already advertised on the billboard.
You know why they do that? You know why they do that? Because they already know that Avni Yildirim ain't shit. That is why they do that.
Mali Bagway keeping it real. Hey, we got the Dilly man, John Dilly. What's going on, John Dilly? Unmute yourself, Don Dilly. Okay, you must be having technical problems.
Yeah, but I was trying to tell you.
Yeah, there you go, Dilly. Dilly. What's going on, bro?
No, that was me that was talking.
No.
Good, how are you?
Oh, there you go. What's that saying, mate? I guess you're having
Yeah,
technical
I'm good.
problems.
How are you?
Oh, there you are. You are there. All right, then. So what's your take?
You hearing me all right, EJ?
Yeah, I can hear you. Yeah, loud and clear.
Okay. Yeah, the main thing about this fight is Canelo's actually started to be active since he's left Golden Boy.
Mm.
And he's talking about fighting 4 times a year. And I prefer what he's doing and what he's saying since he's left Oscar, basically.
Do you?
Like, against me, no rehydration.
Oh no. Yeah.
There's no funny business with the contract. Just fight. And the more I see him from when he's not with Oscar, the less criticism of him.
Oh, you getting technical problems there. Then you go finish off your sentence. Hashman, amateur. One of the toughest amateur boxers on the scene, bro. What's going on, Hashman? Give us your take on what happened, bro.
I just made a video on it. Yeah, expected, man. Expected. Eubank did it in 3 rounds. I thought Canelo would do it in 2, but I was surprised that the fight was stopped in the 3rd round. I thought they would probably give him one more round. As they said that the guy said, "I'll give you one more round to see what you got." But it's the biggest fight of your life, and then you quit on the stool.
That's a good point.
It's the biggest fight. Avni Yildirim will never be on the stage ever in his life again. But each to his own, man. It was a good performance, but expected. Like, it's nothing I was excited or like, wow, Canelo did this. Like, I knew this would happen.
So
the guy's walking project.
What do you think about the fight? Before my man even hit the ground, they already advertising Billy Joe Saunders and Canelo already. They feel it's a bit disrespectful, right? You ain't.
No, the thing what was more disrespectful was when they said when he signed Kovalev's the champion. Kovalev went in the ring first, and on the projector, it said that Canelo 4-time world champion before the Kovalev fight started.
Oh, they did the same thing, right? Okay.
Yeah, they advertised Canelo being a 4-weight world champion. to it before the fight even started with Kovalev. So, like, it is what it is, isn't it? Like, it's a good performance like Canelo, but Avni Yildirim got destroyed by Eubank in 3 rounds. Like, come on, like.
But I was telling EJ earlier that they always do that. They're gonna do that after Canelo beat Billy Joe. They're gonna announce the Caleb Plant fight too. Like they always do
No,
that.
but yeah.
That's not the first
No,
time
but
I've
it
seen.
would, yeah.
That's not the first
No,
time
but
we see. Usually they have the guy that he gonna fight next ringside, and the guy get in the ring and they do that. We're gonna get it on next.
I see
they
what they're
should
doing.
bring they should
Go ahead,
bring
Hashman.
Billy Joe. They should bring Billy Joe, man.
Yeah,
Listen,
but I
listen,
think that with the restrictions and all of that, nobody's trying to travel. And
listen, this is what he's doing, right? He's doing what Mayweather did in Showtime. He's eating for his contract, right? But you see with Mayweather in his contract and his 5-fight deal and the amount of money he was getting, yeah? Every fight he fought, Dan the Man was on his ass, yeah? Right? Dan the Man was on him. Man, how was he fighting this guy? Well, not secondly Dan the Man, right? The guy is like guys like the why is he fighting this guy? He needs every fight he fought, they made him sweat blood and tears. And he got through Canelo, and then he got the Pacquiao fight. They made him blood, sweat, and tears because they want him to earn every penny of that contract. Where's the smoke with Canelo? He's got $100 million contract with the Zone. No one's urging him to blood, sweat, and tears. John Dilly, I hate what John Dilly's saying. They're keeping him active, but bruh, isn't it duty to the fan to have the most competitive fights?
Hold on a minute, EJ. Well, slow down. He's only got 2 fights in at the moment. Since he left, since he became a free agent,
yeah,
he's only got a 2-fight deal at the moment.
Oh,
since
yeah,
he left Oscar, he's done a 2-fight deal with the Zone.
How much?
So once he fights Billy Joe, he's free to go on PBC and fight Caleb Plant over there.
Yeah, but how much?
He got 15 million for Smith. I don't know what his purse was for this.
Man, this guy,
now that he's free to do what he wants, I prefer the way he's moving.
No, I
understand. He can leave and go to BBC.
No, that's what I'm saying to you, yeah, is that for the amount of money they're paying him, we should get value, is what I'm saying. Yeah, I understand what you're saying in terms of him making sure he's getting his pockets filled, but for the amount of money he's getting paid, I'll
ask this question to you.
1 minute, John Dilly. Hold up. I don't have to put you on mute again. All right. So this is what I mean. All right, thank you. Right, well, the amount of money he's getting paid, for me as a fight fan, and I watched that, I'm gonna say that was absolutely horrible. That was horrible. Ain't no one thought that guy should even be an opponent because Eubank, and his novice as he is, blew him out, right? And the only reason he got that fight is the Darrell thing. That guy, bruv, that was bad. And you know the thing is, only because Canelo, they weren't throwing stuff into the ring, man. That was terrible. I was awful, bad viewership, and they get away with it, and no one says anything. I've got there's people in there. Look at this. It was unimpressive. This is the pound for pound number 1, yeah. Canelo was was unimpressive, yeah, but the Elgin was terrible. They were all terrible. Eddie Hearn was terrible. The whole event was terrible. Everyone should be lambasted. That was a bad event. It was horrible, yeah. And I'll tell you what, yeah, if they keep putting on that, if I was a fan, I'd run from boxing. Go ahead, I'm done. Go ahead.
That ring walk was sick. Can't lie, that ring walk was sick.
Rubbish, man. That was rubbish, man.
I liked it still.
Nah, but that was better than the fight. That was better than the fight. Go ahead. We're not better than the fight.
But EJ,
we all expected this though. We knew this was gonna happen. Like, it's not a surprise. Hey, to be fair,
EJ, it's just a mandatory fight that he's got out of the way fast. It's just a mandatory fight got out of the way fast.
Yeah, and
Eddie Hearn always does this. I was saying that earlier. He did himself with Kel Brook and Jojo Dan and Thingy Bizier. He says, I have to do my mandatories.
There were some horrible things with Kel Brook.
Yo, it's the same thing, though. It's the same thing.
It's not,
we have been waiting.
It's not, bro.
EJ, I ask you a question.
Hold up. This is not about me.
Let me ask you the question.
No. Hold up. This is how we're going to do this, right? Now, what I'm saying to you, I'm allowed to rinse this show because I don't care. It was terrible, and everyone knows it was. Awful show. I don't give a shit about no bloody man. You don't care. Now, Billy Joe Saunders fight. That's because that's the one they want to do. So let's put that in front of us. Does anyone think that fight's going to be competitive? Is it going to be a fast like what we see now? That's the question I want to do. I'm the one who puts the question.
Who can answer that first?
Yeah, and I
Who's answering?
I'll answer it first. I'll
I'll
answer
go.
it
I'll go
first.
round.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Dan. Go ahead, Dan.
I'll answer first. I don't think it's going to be a farce, but what I do expect Billy Joe Saunders to do is capitulate. I think he's going to mentally break down after the third or fourth round.
Yeah.
I think that's what's going to happen to Billy Joe because he's never fought anyone on the skill set or the pedigree of Canelo Alvarez. I'm just being honest. Don't give me no Andy Lee. Don't give me David Lemieux. Don't give me a washed up Mark Murray. None of those guys are on the level of Canelo Alvarez. And let's be truthful, they're not. They are
I
never going to
think
be on that level.
you know
I just
what.
don't think Billy Joe Saunders. I'm not saying he's up for the task, but I just don't think he's going to. He's not going to fare well after this fight. I'm just being honest.
Mm,
I don't.
the
I think he's going
close.
to take a
Yeah,
beating. He's going to
All
take a
right.
beating just like Alan Smith did.
yeah.
I'm just being honest. He
All right.
will.
So
That's just
let
my opinion.
you guys, yeah, like let everyone finish their opinion, Hashman, and everyone. So Hashman, you're gonna go next, Hashman, because I see you dying to get it out. Thanks, Dan. Go ahead, Hashman.
Yeah, what I was saying was it will be competitive for 4 rounds and then Canelo will take over. But I think Bridger Saunders is going to be very, very sharp early on because he's going to be very switched on, biggest fight of his career. He's going to be like the Lemieux fight where he's on his toes and he's moving everything. But Canelo has just got so much better since a couple years ago where he knows exactly what to do against guys. He cuts the ring off well. He doesn't even get hit as well when they throw punches. Like he and when Billy Joe Saunders not landing anything and Billy Joe Saunders is not landing anything, then Billy Joe Saunders has to take chances in where he's got to step in the firing range to get his shots off. He's going to get countered with some dirty body shots, and that's going to slow him down. And I think Billy Joe Saunders is going to get taken out in round 9.
Okay, nice one, Hashman, man. Yo, man, make sure you go check out Hashman's channel. By the way, man,
Yeah, bro.
he's one up and coming amateur boxers on the scene, and Hashman doing big things, though, boy. Make sure you check out Hashman. YG's already put himself in there. We want YG night. Go ahead, YG.
Yeah,
keep
I mean, it all depends on which Billy Joe we gonna see. Are we gonna see the Billy Joe like when he fights his girl, he fights on the front foot, or he gonna fight like
slow down because they might have missed that one. What do you mean fight like his girl? Explain what you mean, YG, real quick.
you know how what he said in the video, like when his girl gets on his nerves and he
Yeah.
fights on the front foot, like he goes at her like he explained it the best way he explained it.
All right,
So is he gonna fight that way or is he gonna fight on the back foot? So that's what I'm more interested to see, and I hope somebody else bring that up to him too. Like, which way are you gonna fight in this fight? Like, are you gonna be on your front foot or are you gonna be fighting, like how you fight everybody else?
All right, so John Dilly, go ahead, John Dilly.
Yo, EG, I'm gonna head out. I'm gonna head out,
Are you
bro.
going? All right, Hashman, nice for
Yeah,
coming
yeah.
over, man. I'll make sure you sub
Nice
to
one, bro.
Hashman's channel. Appreciate it, bro.
Thank you, bro. I appreciate all you guys on the panel as well. Yeah, bless up.
All right, man.
All right, bye.
Take
All right, see ya.
care.
All right, Hashman.
Nice one, Hashman. Go ahead, John Dilly.
I don't like Billy's chances in this at all, to be honest. Canelo has got discipline and a good work ethic and better skills, really. We've only seen Billy Joe look really good against David Lemieux, who's a totally one-dimensional fighter. So I'm not sure it's going to go that far at all. Possibly it goes all the way, but for it to go all the way, I'm going to have to see some serious mental toughness from Billy because his body's going to get smashed up. And when you go up and down in weight like he does, I don't like your ability to take body shots. Like, what's he looking like at the moment? Last summer, Billy Joe was walking around at least at the cruiserweight limit. And if he's going to have a fat camp and he's going to come in and receive a horrible body attack, then he's not going to be running around the ring or dancing around the ring or moving slickly for 12 rounds. He might manage 3 rounds till Canelo gets to the body, and then he's in trouble.
What you say?
I know one thing that
YG. Hold up, because Mali Bangwe ain't talk yet. You're picking Canelo in that fight, right?
Yeah.
Me?
I'm picking Canelo.
No. One minute, Mali.
Billy
One minute, Mali. Now talk to John Dilly. 1 minute, Mark. You go next, Mali Bangwe. Yeah, John Dilly. You picking Canelo in that fight?
Yeah. I'm picking Canelo by total destruction against Billy Joe Saunders. Yeah.
Okay, nice one, John
Like
Dilly.
mid-round stoppage and brutal.
6, 7, 8. Yeah, 6, 7, 8. Nice one. Thanks, man. Go ahead, Mali Bungway.
So look, there is no way Billy Sanders can be difficult or can beat Canelo with his fighting style. I mean, it's gonna take a guy that's going to be aggressive to beat Canelo in his game today. I don't want to reference with Floyd Mayweather's style when he fought Canelo, because it's just the different classes and the fighting styles. But in the bunch of fighters that exist today, you're not gonna go in there and fight in Billy Sanders' style and beat up Canelo for 12 rounds. And we also know that Billy Sanders is not going to knock Canelo out. That we know for sure. So, look, man, he will have to come in there as someone else, not as the Billy Sanders I've actually watched even in the last summer. He's going to have to come in smart but aggressive, but he's going to have to fight Canelo. But we know that Billy that's not his style. He can't come inside there and basically fight Canelo. You know what it's going to take? If you remember Triple G, how Triple G fought Canelo, I don't think Triple G beat Canelo. I still think Canelo won. But he had to come inside and be competitive and fight him inside the pocket and try to fight him outside the pocket too. So I'm sorry, when I'm looking at Billy Sanders' style, I'm not convinced that he actually can beat up Canelo, not at all. I can see him being broken down late in the rounds and basically just quitting in his stool just because he realizes he can't win the fight.
Okay, I'm gonna give my take. I'm going with Billy Joe Saunders. So I'll bomb all you guys. I'm going with my man Billy, man. Billy Badass, man. Or there's some people call him Billy Ho. Listen, now this is how he wins the fight. Now keeps on his bike, keeps taunting Canelo can't stand him. I was at the press conference when Triple G and Canelo came to the UK when on their tour, and Billy Joe Saunders was in the background, and I saw a look at the Canelo's face and Triple G's face. They dislike him so badly. They hate him real badly, and that's the fight Canelo really wants. But stylistically, Billy he does a mind games, bro. Like, you know why G say he got them traveling mind games, playing all these games. Wants to shake your hand, doesn't shake your hand. He just plays a lot of mind games, yeah. And for my opinion, the way I look at it like this, I like Canelo right now has had everything his own way. Now Billy ain't gonna do that. You know what I mean? He's not gonna give him he's not gonna make him comfortable in that thing. This is the first fight that I feel that a guy's coming to actually, since he fought Triple G, actually coming to win. Because to me, Callum never came to win, Ilja never came to win, but Billy Joe Saunders will come to win the fight. And if he comes to win the fight, Canelo's gonna have a fight in his hands. And obviously, we're talking about the scorecards there, but Billy can make it so easy to watch that he won the fight. Easy, the way he can move in and out. Now, Canelo needs you to stand there. Look at him, he's a plodder. He needs you to stand there right in front of him like he did to Ildry so he can get his shots off. But Billy don't need to be there. So if Billy comes in, he's with Mark Tibbs. There you go, help him much. He's hitting a bit harder. If he hits a bit harder, he can keep his conditioning up. I'm going with Billy there. I'll put my money right now today. EJ Boxer Live is going on a limb. When I go on a limb, I don't mean I'm going to fall off. But I'm going out there right now. I'm saying Billy Joe Saunders will beat Canelo Alvarez. If you got money, pull it down on Billy Joe Saunders upsetting Canelo Alvarez. That's what I'm saying.
Ooh, that's a good thing. Another thing that I was thinking about in the back of my mind too, that is going to serve a person. The one person I know that's going to be looking at this fight heavy was two people, other than Caleb Plant because he's next on the list. But I was really thinking of and it's crazy because this guy always talk about him, but I'm gonna bring him up today. Andrade. He should really look at this because he's going to have a clear path to the titles because being the WBO champion, if Canelo beats Billy Joe Saunders after he fights Caleb Plant, if Andrade moves up, he could be his number one challenger because when you the WBO champion, if you move up in weight class, you're the number one challenger for the next division.
Yeah.
So that's his. And looking at this Billy Joe Saunders fight, Billy Joe being a southpaw, he could look at and see what did the southpaw can do that can work versus Canelo. Now I don't think that Billy Joe is gonna win, but if he do, like what you call it? Andrade is gonna be one of the probably maybe the second or third happiest person in the building because he knows he's definitely gonna move up to fight Billy Joe.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. We can chime in anyway. You guys can jump in.
Well, I said the third because other than Billy Joe, Eddie would be so happy. Good job. You know, I've been saying it's the year of the traveler. But if Billy Joe would pull off the upset, oh man.
It's the year of the
Yo, if Billy Joe pull off the upset, oh man. Especially for I know Dan was saying that earlier too. But I know one thing, if it goes to the cards and Billy Joe wins, the first thing some of Canelo fans gonna say, like, oh, you see, if he was with Golden Boy, that would have never happened. Golden Boy always gets one of the judges in the pocket.
Yo. Hey, you know what? Hey, that's a good point. Hey, you guys think Eddie might favoritism put
No, that is a good point.
Hey, go ahead, jump on it. That was true.
That's a good point. But I've got a question for you, EJ.
Oh, go ahead. I'm listening.
EJ.
Yes, go ahead.
In fact, I want to ask you two questions. Right? Who's got better footwork, Kovalev or Billy Joe?
Is that Billy Joe?
What makes you say that? Who's a better controller of distance?
What's the second question? You asked me. I've answered it already. What's the second question?
Okay, all right. I don't agree with you. Second question: what's Billy Joe ever done at 168 pounds? What's Billy Joe ever done at 168 pounds?
He gonna beat Canelo. That's gonna be good enough, isn't it?
No, what has he done? Not what is he gonna do?
Well, he's the champion, isn't he?
Against who? Who did he win that title off?
That's another question.
He's a belt holder.
He's a champion.
All right then. Okay, so we disagree on one point, and not a lot is your other answer. You can't even tell me who he beat to win his title.
No, because you know the answer to that. If you're trying to set me in traps, the thing is, you said one question. There's one question. If you ask one question, if you ask one question, I've answered it. Yeah, but you ask another question, that's another answer. But what I'm saying is that
it's all right, Jay. It's all right.
All that stuff is
okay.
irrelevant.
It's
right
okay.
now, that's cool. All that stuff here to me, is irrelevant. The fact is that I'm pissed off. I've rented already my thing about this event because it's bad, right?
The whole DAZN cards today. Did you watch the New Zealand card, EJ?
Oh, you know what?
They were worse. That was worse. That was horrible.
But you see, there you go. And you know what? The DAZN doesn't care. They don't really care about boxing like that. As long as they have viewership and people watch. That Australian card with what's his name again? They're giving the money away for free. If I was anyone, I'd take the money. That card in Australia, New Zealand.
You see how Yildirim capitulated, right? Yeah. Did you see what was he called? That bloody tattooed up fat cruiserweight that just fell over, claimed he'd been hit behind the back of the head. Yeah, they're trying to make out like that cruiserweight boy's David. I don't know his name.
But superstar. Fellas, that happens a lot in sports, though.
Oh no, YG.
The only sport I can say that really doesn't happen in is soccer. Soccer's the only sport where like you can wait for it all day and then it can be over like in the first quarter, first round, and you know who would like for instance, I could bring it to football. Look at the Super Bowl. That shit was over at halftime.
Don't want to hear nothing. I want to hear nothing. I want to hear no excuses. I don't want to hear nothing. Listen, what John Dilly says. That card, YG. Do you see the card, YG? Do you watch the card?
No, right? I get that.
No. Do you watch the card, YG? Do you watch the card?
No, I didn't get.
All right. So YG. So here's what we're saying to you. What the card, YG? That card. If you're a boxing fan and the DAZN, they've had a bad day, mate. They've had a bad day, right? That card, it was a wrestling fest. I might also watch WWE wrestling. That's what the main event was, yeah? These guys in there, like that Joseph Parker should be ashamed of himself, right? Now, the standards in the UK, we complain a lot. I'll tell you, we're very critical. And me, I'm always critical in the UK. But some of the things that went on over on this DAZN with this card with Canelo, if that was in the UK, I'll tell you what, mate, people would be bloody, they wouldn't be happy, mate. But it's only on the world stage and people like Canelo, they give him a bribe because the Billy Joe sauna. But that was awful. That was awful. And the card in New Zealand was awful. And no one can hold the DAZN accountable for some of these awful cards they put on. It was awful. It was awful. I already knew the result, what it is, and I knew Canelo's gonna win. It's just how he's gonna win. You know what I mean? That's what you're looking at. Man quit on his stool. You know, it's like yo,
that he was taking but he was taking a pound. It happens. You get set up, but you can
Did
set up
he
a
even
whole.
quit though, EJ? Or
But
did
hold
his
up,
trainer
but you
pull him
can
out?
set up. But my point,
he trained him
my
for
point,
it. He didn't
my
answer. He
point
didn't
is,
respond like he liked him, so he pulled him out, man. Yeah, the trainer.
my
Yeah.
point is,
Yeah, the
somebody
trainer
has to
pulled
win.
him out.
My
But he
point is,
looked-
somebody has to win. Somebody
Wait,
has to lose.
YG. See what it is, yeah, YG, yeah, right. But I understand you say you know you seeing the side of it, and there's always two sides of everything, right? And I'm not gonna say you're wrong. And it's not really, it's just your opinion. But what I'm saying to you is that, bro, like I'm telling you, like you earlier on, you was watching fights in the past, Mikey Garcia versus this and other guys, yeah. You know why you watch them, YG? Because you feel good. They make you feel good, and regardless of the belts, the fights are entertaining. That's what we pay for. This one, I ain't looking back at this. The reason why I'm glad we got social media so we can vent our thing, and the fans listening right now, yeah, hopefully we're conveying our thoughts that you can understand. For boxing, yeah, what we saw right there was a farce. Yeah, this guy's supposed to be the pound for pound number one, and then the level of opposition in there is ridiculous, bruv.
But that
Absolutely
guy was.
ridiculous. And other people have done that, yeah,
But,
and they've got
but
work.
EJ,
Hold on 1 minute. You guys need to stop trying to rinse me when I'm getting in my thoughts, man. Right? Other people other people have been doing a run in the same way and had completely been Lennox Lewis, when he was doing his thing, they used to diss Lennox Lewis all the time. Roy Jones Jr., when he was fighting and he was defending his light heavyweight belts, right? Undisputed, whatever. Some of the opponents, HBO, Larry Merchant, they used to pull it on him all the time. But at least they were competitive, right? The guys weren't quitting, they were competitive. No guys were sitting down, right? So much so that he said, all right, I'm gonna go to heavyweight just to get you off my back, right? That's what he did. And then obviously the Tarbo fight. But what I'm saying to you is this: the level of what people's standards are, people need to be held to at a certain standard.
So,
what's up, Hamid? Hamid, you gonna jump in? Hamid's out there
yo,
running.
so
Yep.
but EJ, let me.
I finished. Like this, the standards, right? The standards us as a fan should be holdable. And that what we saw right there, and what we saw in the morning, right? Bruv, when we do in the morning, if I'm a boxing fan, I'm puking up, yeah, thinking, bruv, why am I even watching this stuff? That's just me. Go ahead, someone will jump in.
So, but what I was trying to say is, when they was doing that, like the names that you mentioned, they was doing that to Lennox and them. Don't you think they was wrong? They was wrong, right?
Not going, YG. I'm just
No, I mean, yes or no. That's just a yes or no question.
yeah,
Was that?
it was wrong.
Yeah, that was wrong, right? So, like, if that was wrong back then, why do you want us to continue to do that now? It's wrong to when a guy has to fight his mandatories, because the way boxing is set up, that's the worst part about boxing is it's set up with these sanctioning bodies. They get to put people that's not ready for title shots, and then if a guy doesn't fight him, then he's ducking and he's like so. That's the biggest fault in boxing, is because it's really not organized. A guy can really just pick out who he wants to fight and avoid people and do certain things, and like it's not just sanctioning. So Canelo basically jumped the line and took the WBC title, and they made him fight a mandatory after that. The mandatory guy that he fought is not really a challenge. Everybody knew that going into it. That's why he was such a big underdog. So we got
that
the mandatory out the way, and now Canelo said he wants to go undisputed. Now, the shit that people should be mentioning is like, man, you moved up, like you talking about the competition. You moved out of 160 where it was way more competition at 160 to fight these guys at 168. In my opinion, the champions at 168 is not better than the champions that was at 160. Like, to me, Caleb Plant and Billy Joe Saunders and these guys is not better than Charlo, Andrade. Them guys is better than them guys. And Canelo moved up to fight these guys. Everybody's hype about that. So now he's up there. Let's see him fight these guys. But that should have really been the saying that people should have really been saying, like, yo, you moved up to be undisputed at 168, but these guys at 168 is not better than the guys at 160. And that's just my opinion. Billy Joe and them guys ain't better than Andrade and Charlo.
Well, I think that's debatable, but what I don't understand is why no one's laying into Mauricio. How can you be the mandatory after 2 years inactivity? We've put all these stipulations on the champion, but we have people sitting on mandos being inactive and coming in and underperforming. Like, the whole idea of the mandatory system is good, but it's abused beyond belief. So I'm hearing DAZN getting all the blame. I'm hearing Canelo getting all the blame. I haven't heard a word against Mauricio Sulaiman, who was in there in the ring, hugging up Yildirim like he deserves this chance. What's Yildirim done to deserve a mandatory shot? When boxing was at its height, people fought hard to become the number one challenger to the champion. It was difficult, and that made boxing good. Now, all you got to do is go to the WBC conference and give Mauricio that brown envelope, and you're the Mando.
Nah, yeah, and another thing that's changed a lot too, because these guys made the money. These guys made super fight pay-per-view money fighting the ranked 7th guy, when back then, like, you didn't get that type of money. Like, the money these guys is making now is way over what they was making back then. So it's a big part of a business. Now, you saying it's debatable. You really think that's debatable? Is Billy Joe and Caleb Plant better than Charlo and Andrade?
The ones
You
the
really
better
have to
Charlo for me. The better Charlo for me is 154-pound Charlo. 160-pound Charlo, I haven't really seen him fight top opposition to make a judgment about how good he really is. So it's up for debate whether he's better.
He just
Now, Billy Joe
dominated.
Saunders' resume is actually pretty decent at 160 at least.
He just
So I'm not
dominated.
saying, but also you can't move away from the fact that Charlo's turned down
Wait.
multiple
You
offers
just
from
said Billy
Canelo.
Joe's resume at 160 is decent?
Hold up, before we get into that, let me add in the fact. Let me
At
add in the fact.
160, yeah, his resume
Hold
is
up,
decent.
hold
It's
up, hold up,
not
hold up,
amazing, but it's
hold up.
okay.
Y'all not listening. Y'all not listening. Y'all, let me add in the fight doctor, man. The fight doctor. Bring yourself in. Rick James status. Bring yourself in, fight doctor.
Fight Doctor is in the house on Rick James status as always. Good evening, gentlemen. Good evening.
All right. You're even. So, all right, like, you guys, so fight doctor's been introduced. You guys continue on the Billy Joe Saunders resume. Go ahead, Dynaman and John Tilly. Go ahead.
No. I mean, Chris Eubank Jr. Okay, that's okay. Win Andy Lee and David Lemieux, but I mean, not saying it's
So what
horrible.
Charlo's resume though?
Well,
What's
if
Charlo's
you compare,
resume?
if you compare that to Charlo's resume, look what Charlo beat at 160. He's got Deverchenko, which is far better win than Lemieux. We all agree with that one.
But Deverchenko was coming off the last, and he wasn't a world champion.
Yeah,
so you can pick
lost
holes
that.
in
Yeah,
it.
I get that. He was coming off a loss.
Comparable.
Wait, hold on.
I'm
Let me
saying they're
finish.
comparable.
Hold up. Let me finish. I understand he was coming off a loss, but many people felt he won that fight and he was getting the wrong. He got the short and stick on the decision. All right, that's one thing. Another thing we can argue is that he also got, who else he got on his resume? I mean, other than that, Deverchenko win. That's a far better win than most of the wins that Billy Joe Saunders has on his resume at 160. Far better win.
Hold on a minute. No. Billy Joe Saunders has beat 2 active champions. Yeah.
Who's active champion? David Lemieux?
Charlo's beat. Yeah.
Andy Lee?
And Andy Lee.
So you're saying Andy Lee's better than Deverchenko?
Well, they're active champions. You
wait. I'm just asking you. Wait, hold up. Is Andy Lee better than Deverchenko? Is he?
I don't think there's as much between it as you seem to think they are. They're different types of fighters. One's a puncher. The other one's an inside fighter. One's a pretty good pressure inside fighter. The other guy's more of a brawler, but he packs a wallop. It depends what you like. But
all right, well, I'm asking you though, who is a better fighter?
World Championships. How many? Well, yeah, but I don't think there's that much in it. But at the same time, when the context is important. How many world titles has Deverchenko ever won? How many
Sorry?
world titles has Derevchenko ever won?
He hasn't
How
won
many
any,
world
so yeah.
titles has Derevchenko ever? Exactly.
None. I just answered that question. Go ahead.
Andy Lee was a middleweight world champion when Billy Joe Saunders fought him, and he wasn't coming off a loss. How
Yeah,
do we
who did he beat for
know
that title? Wait,
what
who did he beat for that
Derevchenko
title?
has
Wait,
got left?
Who did Andy Lee beat for that title?
It was the
Who did he
Australian kid, wasn't it?
No, he didn't beat in Australia for that title. No, he didn't. He beat Matt Korobov, the same guy that Charlo beat.
God, who did he beat then?
He beat Matt Korobov, the same guy that Charlo beat before he fought Derevchenko at 160.
Yeah, but what's the gap in time between those two?
The gapping time. Okay,
Well,
is
so
about 3
you don't decline over time. Do you think Triple G today is the fighter that he was, say, when well, I saw slippage in Triple G from when he fought Danny Jacobs.
No, the Triple G,
So
when
are
he
you
fought, now, to
telling
me,
me
in my opinion,
that time doesn't affect fighters and you don't deteriorate over time?
well, let's be fair. The Golovkin was, when he finally fought somebody with a post, we saw what he can do, and he struggled horribly.
Yeah,
That's what happened.
I was
That's
just
what
about to
happened.
say that.
I'm
Yeah.
quite happy with that idea.
That was the biggest difference.
We certainly saw.
Say,
We
guys,
certainly
can I
saw that Golovkin's power. Just let me say this fight, Doctor. You can go with it because I know you're a big fan of Golovkin. We saw that the power wasn't real. We saw the power wasn't real or as advertised when Golovkin stepped up. And
No one's disagreeing
knew that he was
Golovkin's power. What we're saying is that when he fought somebody.
Finish my statement. Let me finish.
Okay, well, you're going slow. You're going very slow, man. But come on, hurry up. Go ahead, finish up.
I didn't know there was a time limit. Right, we saw
No, I'm just
Golovkin's
saying,
power.
but you gotta get to the point. Get to the point.
Well, if you keep interrupting me, I'm not gonna get there, am I?
All right, well, get to the point. But go ahead.
You're one of those guys that have the last word.
Now, come on, get to the point, man. Jesus Christ!
You keep interrupting me. I'm gonna get there.
Oh, but how about this bring Fight Doctor in? And don't worry about it, Don Diddy. Just bring Fight Doctor in.
Go for it. You do that.
It's taking too long, man. Fight Doctor ain't said nothing. Go ahead, Fight Doctor.
So a couple of things I want to say about Golovkin, who is my favorite fighter. That, in my opinion, you started to see slippage in him as his level of competition went higher. It sort of like seems to me like that as soon as his level of opposition got better, all of a sudden you start hearing these, I don't want to say rumors, but these murmurings that he was starting to slip. So just food for thought. I'm not making any accusations, just food for thought. One other thing, I think that his power is he has good power, but I think when he was knocking out the tomato cans, it was a bit overrated, a bit exaggerated. But he does have good power. His power is for real, in my opinion.
It depends what you mean by for real. You've got good power, and then you've got his devastating power. The way HBO was talking about Golovkin was he only had to look at you and he knocked you out. And that's not the case.
Tell a fight
well,
not
respectable power, and it got found out.
Yeah, with Julian Jackson, he is not. Huh? There's no question. Gerald McClellan, no.
Exactly. But they'd have you believe HBO and Mary Lurch and all of those people would have had you believe he was bloody Julian Jackson, whoever else you want to say for ridiculous power. He
is Julian Jackson. If you put Andy Lee, McCullum, and all those guys he was fighting, that's what he's gonna look like. Like if you put those guys in front of him, he's gonna look like that. And back to the point, because we straight up what I was saying, and that's why Canelo moved up, because he's seen these guys at 168. These guys is there to be had. Them guys at 168, at 160, them guys is hungry. Mm-hmm. Like them guys is hungry. Like you trying to tell me that Canelo is telling us like, yo, the southpaw style of Andrade, I don't want no part to that. I'd rather fight Billy Joe, the southpaw, than fight Andrade. When he say this, the style is boring, he mean like, yo, I really can't get you. His style is boring. That's what they really mean. That's why when I was saying, like, nah, he don't want to fight those guys. He don't want to fight. He don't want to fight Andrade, the Southpaw. He'll fight Billy Joe. He don't want to fight the boxer puncher Charlo. He'd rather fight Caleb Plant. Like he want that, like that type of boxer puncher. He'd rather that. That's what I was trying to tell you earlier. But you was going off into who they fought and all of that. He ain't looking at who you fought before. He looking at what you bring to the ring right now. When I get in the ring with you,
That's right.
that's what you looking at the game all backwards about who you fought. That's not how Canelo looking at that shit. He looking at like if I get in the ring with these guys over here, I gotta have my way with these guys.
That's right. And I want to stay on top. Fight Doctor, because Fight Doctor is the only one I didn't ask. So Fight Doctor, what did you think of the event today? And what did you think of the New Zealand card earlier on?
I've been saying this. Actually, I was in the middle of watching the Joseph Parker fight when I jumped on this live stream. So I got to go back down and rewind it.
So far,
it's been good, interesting. It's been a good fight, I think. It's been interesting so far.
Damn. Go ahead.
It's been interesting. Yeah. But listen, I've been saying this for a long time that Canelo Alvarez, in my opinion, and I'm sure that I think most of you would agree, is the most protected fighter in the sport of boxing. Okay? And there's just no question. The man is being protected ridiculous. When you show up on a main event and you're fighting your ex-sparring partner who cannot go 3 rounds with you, come on, man. You're supposed to be pound for pound number 1 fighter in the world, and this is the level of opposition that you reduce yourself to. Okay?
Ex-sparring partner. Is that what you said? What? Real?
This is the level of opposition
Yildirim.
I mean, that was ridiculous. Okay, listen. John and I were having a conversation earlier about the legitimacy of the linear title as opposed to being undisputed, right? And I think what we saw tonight is an argument in favor of giving credence to the lineal title and dismissing these paper trinkets that the WBC and the WBA, these trinkets are meaningless, people. These trinkets are meaningless.
If you want to come back to that fight, Doctor, who's the lineal title at 168? Who's got the lineal at 168?
I think it's vacant. Okay, I haven't. Listen, 168 has not. I've not been issuing the 168 for a very long time, but I believe that the title is vacant.
Since Andre Ward left the division, it hasn't really. Since Andre Ward left that division, I don't think there's been a clear cut 168 pound.
So,
champion.
But listen, the main point.
You've got the same problem again because how you gonna identify the champion?
Hey, Jordan, let Fight Doctor finish what he's saying.
Yeah, go on. You can go.
Yeah, go ahead, Fight Doctor. Talk about what Karen talking about. I didn't know this.
So this is, listen, in my case against the WBC, the WBA, the IBF, all of the sanctioning mob, because I don't even consider them to be different organizations anymore because they all work together. They're all in bed together. They are all in bed together. It is criminal. It is criminal. It is a racket. It is a criminal organization. That is what the sanctioning mob is. Seriously. When Yildirim was a mandatory. This is tonight's fight. What we saw tonight.
We're agreeing on this.
What we saw tonight is Exhibit A, in my case, against the sanctioning mob, and why you should convict death penalty, okay, or life in prison. That's what these people are guilty of. That's the kind of crime that we are witnessing in front of our faces. And look, we as the boxing public endorse.
But all right, so Fight Doctor. So who should have been the number 1 contender then?
Plant is, I think, the best super middleweight in the world.
But how can they make Plant the number 1 contender when he's already a champion?
The title at 168 is vacant. I don't recognize WBC. Look, a belt is good for holding up your pants.
Time out. What are you talking about? Canelo got 2 titles. Plant got a title. Billy Joe got the title. right? So when this guy lost the title on the scales, they let Canelo fight for the title, and then after Canelo fought for the title, they made him the number one contender. My question to you is, if you was arguing that he was the number one contender, who should have been the number one contender?
My argument, no, sir. My argument is that Caleb Plant is ultimately my argument is what we saw tonight was a joke, and the guy that we saw who was supposedly a mandatory is a joke. Okay, it's a joke. Seriously,
Yeah,
it's a
so
joke.
for you to say that,
That was shameful. How is this guy who shows up, puts up zero resistance? This guy honestly came. It was his sparring partner, Canelo's former sparring partner, who just showed up as a favor, as a tune-up. Let's look. If we're gonna spar, we must just get paid to spar. What are we gonna spar for free for? We can get paid. That's what this was tonight. It was a sparring session.
that's because he beat the champion before the champion. That's what I'm saying. Like, you didn't even like that. Like, you complaining that he had the title shot, but I'm saying who else was the WBC supposed to rank up there, because everybody else was going. He beat Darrell, who lost the title to the man that lost the title on the scales. So that's why when that happens, if anybody want to be complaining, it should be that fucking Benavidez had to give up the title on the scales. So that's why we in the position to see Canelo fight this fight right here, because he has to defend the WBC title versus a nobody. So that's how that cookie crumbled. Like, that's all that really was, is that he's defending the WBC title. Like I was saying earlier, Fight Doctor, the real argument is why Canelo move up to fight these guys at 168 when he had harder challenges at 160.
That's because he's ducking the 160-pound division.
Yeah, that's what we all should be crying about.
Listen,
those guys
look,
at 160 give us way bigger fights than what we about to get with Billy Joe and Caleb Plant.
Well,
Yeah.
I agree with that fight, Doctor. I mean, if Canelo had tried to become undisputed at 160 pounds, I'd be giving him a lot more credit. Like, going up to fight Sergey Kovalev because you knew he was there for the taking, then dropping the belt and coming back down to 168. There's nothing really in that. I'm not interested in that. He was there at 160 pounds. He had belts. He should have become undisputed at 160 before he moved up. As for your contention that Canelo's been protected his whole career, of course he has been. He didn't he arrange to fight Matthew Hatton to get his first world title at 154 pounds.
Yeah,
Canelo put in a catch weight of 150 pounds. Canelo put in a catch weight of 150 pounds. Matthew Hatton made the weight. Canelo didn't, and he still won the title. He blew his own catch weight, and they still gave him the title. I'm not Canelo fan. I'm not Canelo.
Listen, I mean, the way that he used to play games with the weight was the stuff of legend, to be completely honest. Okay, the stuff of legend.
That was more of his promotion.
Wait, hold on. Let me say something though, real quick. You said you guys said
I can make an argument. My football, I can make an argument that's out there. Y'all saying this, what you call it, but if y'all want to talk about the most protected guy, I can say that Tank Davis is way more protected than what they do with Canelo.
Yeah, I agree with that. I agree with that.
Yeah, like, y'all kidding me?
Man, come on, man. You can.
No, he is.
But Tank ain't trying. They ain't trying to say he's the face of boxing. Like that. This guy's the pound for pound, the face of boxing. So he ain't even on the same level.
Well, that's not the point, EJ. The point is the guys
who not, hold on, time out. They're not. How many? Do I need to play every? Do I need?
That event we're talking about right now, and I'm drifting. That event right now, Fight Dogs was burning. That was a whack at. No one need to.
No, that's
that. YG, you don't have to say anything. Just listen. That event today was whack. Yeah, what it was whack. Fight Dogs was showing you what it is. That whack. Now I ain't drifting up about this, that, the other. I want to hear no one talking about friendly stuff. I don't want to hear none of that stuff. I want to hear people burn the shit. It was whack. The card on Australia was whack. That's what it
Yeah, it
is.
was
And
terrible.
and people should be held to a standard. And that's what it
Yeah.
is. I want to hear no excuses, no. And it's not like I'm getting any individual one. I'm just saying for a fight fan who came into boxing and watches boxing, that there was awful. It was. And fight to just go right. And enough of you guys as well, fine, defend it. But to me, I ain't seeing it trying to justify that shit. That shit was whack, bruh. That shit was whack, man. It was real whack. Sparring partners. And everyone's cool. Like, anyone's in there, yo, we gonna fight Billy Joe soon. Like that, they're gonna make it better for what we saw here. Yo, that shit was whack. If I'm a fan of fighting, I'm pissed off.
That guy took a Santa Cruz beating. Like EJ, you said
Nah. I mean, we saying Cruz fought.
I can make the same case for what you call it, and Leonard Ellaby and them been saying that what you call it, the face of boxing for the longest. It's the same.
Why we gotta burn other people to get
well,
over?
Can I say something though? Can I say something real quick?
Saying the most protected. All of these boxers is moving around like as a business. The only people that's not doing.
Wait, watching? We get feedback. We get feedback, man.
Nah, he's all right. He sound all right to me, Dan. He's all right to me, man.
Well, somebody else having feedback.
Well, maybe that's you over there. Maybe it's you over there.
Maybe it's me.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I ain't hear. What you hearing? Echoing?
Yeah, I'm hearing echoing.
I ain't hear that. I ain't hearing no echoing, bro.
All right, well, I got to deal with it then.
Dan, I think that might be you, bro.
Okay.
I was about to say everybody's moving around like it's a business.
That the echoing gone?
Yeah, there's still some echoing.
YG, I'll put you on weak, YG. 1 minute. Go ahead, Dan. You hear the echoing?
No, I don't. Let me see. No, I don't hear it. I don't hear it now.
YG
All right,
YG. Go ahead, Dan.
Yeah, I was gonna say though, real quickly though, this whole Canelo's being protected from 160, he's ducking 160. Now, look, I understand there's a couple fighters that he did fight there. He didn't fight Andrade, he didn't fight Charlo, but other than that, who else is left other than those two guys? He beat who was perceived the best at 160, Gennady Golovkin. He beat him already, so he collected like three belts from him. So, well, 2 belts from him technically. So, I mean, and then he was supposed to fight Derevchenko, but then that fight he got stripped for the title. So, what else is other than that? I mean, how's he ducking 160? I don't get it.
So can I say that?
Yeah. Go ahead.
So let me ask the panel.
I did after you fight.
So let me ask the panel. If we can maybe just all vote. Who is between 160 and 175? In fact, no. Let's eliminate 175 for now. We're going to eliminate 175. Between 160 and 168, right? Who are maybe the 2 or 3 fighters who are most likely to beat Canelo Alvarez right now? In my opinion, I would put Charlo number 1, Benavidez number 2, and number 3, Andrade.
What about Artur Beterbiev?
No. From 160 to 168.
Oh, okay. I thought you said 175.
Yeah, no.
I did. I'm saying exclude 175. So from 160 to 168, I think Charlo, Benavidez, Andrade, in my opinion.
Well, Benavidez can't even make 168 no more, so he's at light heavyweight pretty much. Who's coughing?
YG, don't die, YG. Don't die. Stay alive.
Yeah, I hope you're all right, man.
I started laughing because I knew somebody was going to say that Benavidez can't even make 168.
He can't make 168, so we might as well get him out of that picture. So he's at 165.
Let me revise my list.
You can put him in there, but the crazy thing is, I just think his style is all wrong for Canelo too. I would say Charlo, Andrade, then I go Caleb Plant, then Benavidez. Them 3 guys right there, they're gonna give Canelo the hardest fights out of them because of their boxing ability, and I believe them guys could take the pressure coming on forward. Caleb, Billy Joe, and what you call it? His defense is too leaky. Benavidez, y'all think this fight was bad? If Canelo fight Benavidez, he is gonna destroy him. He's gonna destroy. Oh my god!
By the way, before we go on the screen right now, this is Billy Joe's record. You see that? Cancelled. Do you think he's gonna even turn up? We talk. This is what I'm saying. This is what I'm saying. Look at this guy. This guy.
EJ, you just told everybody to put their money on him.
No, I'm not. But I don't know if he's gonna turn up. I'm trying to say, is he gonna turn up? I don't know.
I'll tell you, if he doesn't turn up, it's because he'll be at walking around at £200, stuffing his face and drinking beer. You can't rely on Billy Joe Saunders for anything.
Well, you know, Tyson Fury's already coming up with the logical reason why he's lose.
Have you seen the footage? Have you seen the footage of the whale on the beach?
Yes.
I don't have time for fighters that don't know about discipline, and Billy Joe Saunders is one of those people.
Right, I agree with that.
Nah, I think Billy Joe gonna come in on time.
No,
there's a big payday right here.
Don't matter. It doesn't mean
there's making weight correctly. There's making weight correctly, and there's killing yourself to hit that number.
Nah,
and then you've
Eddie
got
gotta
nothing
have
left.
him suited and booted, man. There's no way.
I see Billy Joe Saunders being a shadow of himself, because if you see the footage of him talking about not having enough time to fight Canelo, my man was fat as, I don't know if we swear on this channel, DJ.
Don't need to
But my man, Billy Joe was seriously overweight. Billy Joe was seriously overweight. He may have been above the cruiserweight limit. I'm not sure.
Well, listen.
Nah, I hear you. I just hope you.
On the road, Eddie Hearn's really banking him, and he let down Frank. Most of them shows are Frank Warren shows, and it cost Frank Warren so much money. That's why he got rid of him, because the guy was unreliable. And I'm telling you, in the biggest fight, when Billy Joe's supposed to get his ass beat, right? he always finds his way out of this thing, bro. And he don't care.
Is it kind of like how Tyson Fury is?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's another one. We can go there. We can go there about that one. We're gonna talk about that one. Well, I tell you what. Look. All I know is right now, I'll pick Billy right now, because I just stylistically. But bruh, you know what they put? I mean, I was just looking on Twitter because I'm looking at the feed. Someone put the cancellations and the pullouts. That's true. Now go back to Tyson Fury. I feel Eddie Hearn and Anthony Joshua, they're showing the A side and they're making Tyson Fury wait. Apparently, the dad's come out and said the contract's there. Why don't you sign it? Eddie's like, why what's the hurry? They're gonna make Fury sit out for about a year and a half, and then they're gonna make the fight. And Fury gonna go in the fight and get AJ gonna put hands on him. That's what I think is gonna happen. Go ahead.
I think before that, I think Fury's gonna probably pull out because he's already complaining about inactivity already. So I mean, he's already complaining about that.
He ain't got
so
where's he gonna go though? See, the thing is, he snookered himself in, and Eddie knows he wants that payday. And now,
he's already going out there complaining. He's all talking about I should have took the third Wilder fight when I had a chance to do it. I don't know. You see, it's just like, man, this dude is just really, really off the rails now. I don't know what's going on with Tyson Fury.
He just throwing it out there for the but also y'all glossing over the part that he said, like, it really doesn't matter because I'm still technically better. I'm still gonna have the reach. So I'm still gonna beat Joshua, however you put it. Don't forget that he said that too. Let's not leave that out. Like all of the stuff that y'all saying, I'm glad he said the well. Y'all like that like y'all known for doing that too. Y'all gonna throw him under the bus now, and then as soon as he win, y'all back on the bandwagon because they was doing that over there before. They was calling him all those names.
I'll never be bandwagoning for
as soon as he beat Wilder. As soon as he beat Wilder,
I've never bandwagoned for him. I've followed Tyson Fury since he ducked David Price.
If you didn't do that, then you should just let it fly because it don't apply. But what I'm saying is, a lot of people when he beat Wilder, they was quick to say, "Oh yeah, Tyson Fury," because he beat Wilder and they wanted to shit on Wilder. But now that he's on the doorstep of knocking AJ down, like don't run from it now because there's the funny thing about it. AJ was kicking mad shit, telling him, "Yo, drop some stones, and we're gonna fight." As soon as he dropped the stones, he stopped mentioning them. And now, like,
hold on a minute. Hold on. Oh, whoa. Right, AJ. When Wilder refused the Wembley date on April the 23rd, AJ offered the same deal to Tyson Fury, 40%. Tyson chose not to take the fight. Tyson ducked. He's got a track record of ducking him. Also, we're talking about a man that dropped the British title to run to Ireland to duck David Price. This is the man you're talking about. Just be aware of who you're referring to.
Who pulled out of the Klitschko rematch too? Let's not forget that.
I mean,
He
let's
pulled
not
out,
forget that
yeah.
he got stripped for one of the titles before he
He,
even got home.
Exactly. And how
Yeah,
do we
because
know?
but
How do
because
we
you
know
know
he
what?
wasn't
Because
receiving
who?
residual benefit from the nandrolone in
time
his
out. Because
system? The
but you would be
nandrolone
the
that was in
same.
his system from the
You know who
Christian
they
Hamer
wanted him
fight.
to.
He
Time
should
out.
have
Y'all
been
know who
banned.
they wanted him to fight. Y'all know who they wanted him to fight for the IBF title instead of fighting Klitschko again.
Tsars Glaskov. Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
We
so
know that.
y'all would have been in one of those the same position that y'all in with Canelo tonight, saying, "Yo, why is he fighting this guy when he should be
Hey,
fighting Klitschko?"
if he
We
got
just
stripped of the
seen.
IBF and rematched Klitschko, is anybody really going to kick off about that?
Yeah, but
Who's
my
going to be
point that
upset about that?
no, it's just into the 360 of sometimes when you a champion, they make the sanctioned bodies, they put in people in the ring in front of you that nobody really wants to see.
Okay. Okay.
So
So what's
that
happened with Usyk?
happens.
Let's bring it back to now. What's happened with Usyk? Usyk was kicking up all of this fuss about how he was going to get in the way of this undisputed fight. Now he's going to first bids for him to fight Joe Joyce because they've done what they needed to do to talk to the WBO. Fury didn't even try and talk to the IBF. Yeah. And the main reason I think he didn't do anything about it is because he knew he was going to get stripped. So when you've got a legal case in the UK, you're not allowed to release stuff to the press. You've got confidentiality clauses. So I
Right.
believe that Tyson Fury knew that he'd popped Fernando for quite some time. The ticket sales were above for the MEN event, and that was initially given as the reason that he pulled out of that fight. Then he claimed injury. People were skeptical about his injury, and there was a rumor going around that the ticket sales were poor. And then the
Yeah.
Nandrolone case dropped, and then everybody stopped talking about his injury. Then, in a short period of time, because Fury is a master manipulator of the press, he pops dirty for cocaine. Everybody stops talking about the Nandrolone case, and they all start talking about how he's popped for cocaine. Then he goes on a drinking binge, and he basically enjoys his 2-year ban getting drunk with England fans in France and stuff.
Hey YG, hey, see YG, you see what I'm trying to tell you?
So Fury likes to party.
Yeah, I know. I was like
real, bro. I told you
like,
keep it real, bro. I told you YG.
I was like,
Go ahead. I told you about it. Why do you think I'll be hating on UK? Ain't that, bro? We don't like the bullshit. We don't like the bullshit.
I was letting him talk, but let's not forget because he brought up the what you call it now. If we go back to the April 13th, it looked like everybody turned that fight down because he AJ was almost scheduled to fight 4 different people for that day.
You got excuse
and then AJ they moved they came to America. Everybody said that was a bad idea.
You defending
Hold on, no. I'm not defending. I'm just going down the timeline.
Fury, man.
I'm not.
YG. Is Fury your guy? Yes or no?
Yeah, I got Fury.
All right, there you go. Let's go. All right, PMC. There you go. Hey, PMC. Calling Chicago to London. What's going on, bro?
Yo, what's up, man?
Yeah, what's up, man? Glad you over. Maybe you ain't know. Go check PMC's channel. PMC, give us your take on tonight's fight. What did you feel about it? And what do you feel about the potential fight between Billy Joe Saunders and Canelo Alvarez? Go ahead.
Somebody said that dude was the mandatory. Was he the mandatory?
Yeah, he was. He was the mandatory for the WBC title.
How's he the mandatory coming off a loss?
I don't know. That's a good question.
We be crooks.
Burn PMC, burn.
Yeah, but anyway, man. I mean, if that was his mandatory, man, he just did what he had to do. But other than that, it is what it is. But the Billy Joe Saunders fight, man, it might just be a waste of time too, man. Billy Joe, he ain't much of nothing, man. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, he has a chance to do something, maybe. He's stingy, but crafty guy in the ring and stuff like that. Good boxer, but he's a charlatan, man. You know what I'm saying? He's a grifter, man. You know what I'm saying? So he's not going to do anything, man. He's just going to get knocked out at the end of the day, man. He's just going to fold. If anything, run. That's all, man. You know what I'm saying? He's just looking for a payday, man. He's a grifter, man. So Yeah.
It might be the year of the traveler, man.
Yeah, that's. Yeah, I don't want to go there. I
YG
don't want
love
to go
those
there. But
travelers, man. He loved those travelers.
yeah. So I
Nah,
mean, y'all said it. I didn't want to say it,
I'm just messing around with the Billy Joe thing. I know he gonna get smoked, but
but
as
that's what it is, man.
Fury and Joshua, like Tyson Fury's the far better fighter. I'm not even.
Well, let me just say this. Can I say something real quickly though? I noticed a pattern about Tyson Fury when how he pro certain fights. If you go back to the time that him and David Hay was supposed to fight, when they asked him, how do you look, how do you view that fight? It was an interview. I think it was IFL, whoever gave the interview. They asked him this question. He said, "You know what? I honestly don't think the fight's going to happen." And the interviewer was like, "Really? Are you sure about that?" And then, lo and behold, David Hay pulls out. But the fact is that my point that I'm trying to make is that whenever he says something like that, that just gives you an indication that that fight with Joshua may not go through. I hope I'm wrong about that, but it looks like it, given the fact that Tyson Fury doesn't think it's going to go through, it ends up happening that way. I'm just saying. Because he just, like go back to the ESPN interview. He said this a few days ago. I don't think we're close to making that fight. We had a chance to make it a year ago. I don't know any truth to that, but this is what he said, and this is the same shit he said about the David Hay fight years ago.
I currently have a $20 wager, which says that the fight does not happen next.
Didn't they exchange contracts?
David Hay example is a bad example. How many times did David Hay pull out of fights with Tyson Fury?
Well, yeah, I get what you're saying. Yeah. He has. I'm just saying
track
though.
record. He had a proven track record of pulling out of fights. How many fights has Anthony Joshua pulled out?
I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying on that. What I'm saying is that before we didn't know that David Hay was going to pull out during the time when Tyson Fury was asked this question, we didn't know that. But the fact is that what I'm saying is that every time
he was asked the question,
Tyson Fury
already done it.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is, whenever Tyson Fury doesn't have a good vibe about a certain fight after it's announced and he's put up for it, he always seems to pull out. He always say, "I don't think this is going to happen this way or the other." He always seems to have this.
I'm trying to remember the press conference where Tyson Fury was pushed into a fight that he wasn't ready for. That did happen. That he was saying it was going to happen, because there's a press conference of Tyson Fury having a complete meltdown. Beats retweeted it. I'm going to have to dig out which fight it was, because
was it a John McDermott fight?
I don't think you've been exposed to the level of media that we have in the UK about Tyson Fury. So I don't think you've seen as much of his answer and the things that he's done.
Isn't that one of his
Tyson's
father?
flaky. Tyson's pretty flaky. I think it's before he fought Derek Chisora. Like, Tyson wasn't really that keen on the fight, and he got paranoid that he was set up. And he was going to, I think it might have been Ustinov. Yeah.
It was an Ustinov fight.
It may be. And he got paranoid in the press conference. He's flaky. He's a flaky dude.
Well, he pulled out of that fight. he said that he pulled out because he had a death in the family. According to him, that's why he pulled out.
But who pulled out?
Tyson Fury pulled out.
Yeah. So why are you predicting that Tyson's going to pull out of this fight? Because that wouldn't surprise me.
Because the money for this fight is probably triple the time the money that he was going to get to fight that whoever the hell you talking about.
Think about
the amount of scratch that's on the table. It's totally.
I understand that, but when Tyson Fury does it, I get what you're saying. But maybe it's more than just money for Tyson Fury. If he feels he doesn't feel ready to win the fight, he will point to that. Look at that interview with ESPN. To me, there's indication he feels he's not ready, given the fact he hasn't been active for more than a year now. So that's what he's complaining about. I have a feeling that if that fight does get announced, he's going to pull out. I have a feeling he will. I have a strong feeling he will.
I mean, we got what you call it. Say,
have you guys seen the interviews with John? Have you guys seen the interviews with John and Tommy Fury? They're trying to put it on AJ that he's not going to take the fight. They're trying to put it on AJ. So Fury family members are trying to blame everybody but Tyson that this fight isn't going to happen.
Oh yeah, exactly. I think that's what's going to happen. Yeah, I think this is going to happen.
And both of Fury's promoters have been coming out. Frank Warren came out this week saying the fight's nearly done. Bob's been saying the fight's nearly done. And it wouldn't surprise me. It wouldn't surprise me if we hear Tyson's retiring, because Tyson is one flaky guy.
Well, here's what I'm
Yeah.
kind of confused about this, because you got one promoter saying the fight is done, this deal is done and delivered, and then you got the promoters coming out saying it's nearly done. It's like it's every other week is a different update on the fight. It's
Look,
like what I
I
mean.
don't know what's going to
But
happen.
that ain't. I get it though, but
I don't know what's going to happen.
as long as they saying they're going in the right direction, man, then
Well,
it's good. They saying it's close to be done. They just got to iron out a couple probably
That,
more things.
well,
You
they've
know what
been
I
saying
mean?
that for weeks now, bro. That's the thing.
that's
They've
what
been
they
saying
claim.
it for over a month.
Because you know what they really
No, hold
waiting
on a
for.
minute. What they've been saying, what they've been saying
Let's
is,
be honest. You know what they really trying to
hold on, that
let me
that is actually
say
a
what I'm saying.
misrepresentation. So what they've actually said is Eddie Hearn sent the contract. Bob agreed that Eddie Hearn sent the contract. Then they said that Bob sent the contract back for the amendments, second reading to Eddie. Eddie agreed with that. Now they're at the stage of just covering those points and claiming they're going to announce the fight. Now I think promoters are just looking at the money. So all of the promoters are saying the same thing because they care about the money. The only people that are talking a different story, the only people talking a different story are people with the surname Fury. And because it's Tyson Fury, I don't know what's going to happen.
Well, that's the thought. That's where that was going to get to my point. It seems Tyson Fury and John Fury are more likely. They're like the only ones that are coming out saying this fight's nowhere near done. Why are they the only ones saying it while the promoters are on pretty much on the same page? That makes no. I'm kind of.
But because them guys ain't probably really sitting down on the day-to-day conversations. But what I was trying to say is them guys is really just really pushing it back so they can get the full crowd in. That's the shit that I've been saying. Like, yo, they're not being honest about saying they waiting for the crowds. They've been bullshitting around instead of just keeping it 100. Hold on, let me say this because I keep cutting me off. Let me just say this one point. Instead of just keeping it 100 with everybody and telling us like, yo, we waiting for full crowds to throw the fight. They just been throwing loose stuff out there to keep people interested in the fight. We're gonna be interested in the fight regardless. They just been somebody got something on in their background too.
They come near me, they're backhander. They want to talk to me like that, I'll stretch him. A long stretch, put him across me and spank him like a kid.
That's John Fury.
If he says it or not, it's true. I don't take your bullshit. Sign the document. You've got it in front of you. Sign it. We know where you're coming from. Sign the fucking paper. I don't swear. Contracts are there. Sign it. We're ready to go. Enough said about that. It'll be a bill.
There you go. There you go. That's him. That's Fury's dad.
Yeah. Do you believe me, Jay? Do you believe John Fury? I can't trust a man that gouges your eye out over.
You know what it is when the documentary came out about Danny Kinahan and the whole thing, that put the big kibosh on the whole thing. You know, that shut that all down. That shut it all down. Remember that documentary came out?
We don't really agree on that.
No, we don't agree on many things, right? In fact, anything. Right? But what I'm saying is this, yeah. Ever since that documentary come out, I mean, listen to hear from AJ. Let's see what AJ said. Let's hear AJ in his own words.
The latest. You've been teasing us on social media.
I try not to do too much teasing. It's coming close to the point where things are getting back to normal. So we're working towards a date around June, and Tyson is serious, which I think he is. He'll know where to come and fight the boss. And I'm ready. I'm really looking forward to competition. All I want to do is fight. I can't wait to get back in the ring.
So June potential date. Boris Johnson announced this week restrictions.
June, and that makes sense though because he just fought in December. See, AJ's active. He just beat Pulev, right? And June makes sense. So he said we're looking June, regardless. If he's not going to be Fury, AJ's still going to fight anyway. But you see, Fury's out in the wind, and Fury, if he fights AJ in June, he's going to get punched up. I'm telling you right now. That's what I think. What do you guys think?
Well, I mean, given the fact that he's been out of shape, you know, Tyson Fury, that is. You know, he hasn't been in the gym recently, so I mean, who knows? I mean, AJ's always in, good condition. He's always, he takes it seriously. He's there training almost every other day. Yep. So I mean, you may have to favor AJ at this point. But I initially said that Fury was going to win it, but given his recent attitude in the last few days, I don't know, man. I don't think he's confident enough, given the fact of what's going on right now with him in his personal life. He's about to have a sixth child. So that's another thing that's lingering in his mind too. He's got a sixth kid on the way. So it's Yeah, he's got a lot. He's got a lot to think about now. Now, here's another thing we got to talk about here too. Who knows what the outcome of the Wilder situation with the court decision? We still don't know anything about that yet. So, I mean, but we all predict that it won't change the outcome, the whole idea of Joshua and Fury getting it on. But we still don't quite know yet what the outcome of that decision is going to be. So that's still lingering. So we. I mean,
Hold on a minute.
let me just
There
say,
is something we do know about it.
what do we know? What's come out on that?
I don't know what the result's going to be, but isn't Wilder not pushing for the fight and he just wants financial compensation? I thought we knew that as actual.
Yeah, that was
as
the
actually
rumor.
true.
Yeah,
is it a
that's
rumor
what.
or is
Yeah.
it actually the nature of the case that he's bringing? Because I
Well,
thought we knew that.
well, Wilder
was.
hasn't even confirmed that. So at this point, it's a rumor.
But when lawyers are involved in the US, don't you have to release what you're actually suing for?
Yeah, exactly. We haven't got any. We haven't even got any court filings on it yet.
For a fight, man. He wants to fight.
Yeah, you know what? That's what get to that point though. That was to get on TSC's point though. I think don't be surprised if we get an announcement of Fury versus Wilder 3 once this is all said and done. Don't be
That's what he
surprised.
might as well do. I mean, that's what I'm saying, man. If he's such a badass, Johnny Badass, you know what I'm saying? Why can't he just go in there and replicate what he did? A year ago? You get what I'm saying? But the thing is, he worried about being off and being chubby. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying. These guys, I thought he was doing those fitness videos and getting people motivated during COVID. Him and his wife and stuff like that. What happened to all that? You know what I'm saying?
He was doing that.
You know?
He was doing that at the beginning of the COVID
Right,
shit.
yeah, it's all bullshit. That's what I'm saying, man.
A whole year, like that.
He ain't focused. He's the least focused. You get what I'm saying? That's not.
He's definitely not focused.
But then again, though, like he's like, let's not forget what he said to what you call it, though. He said at the same time, like I'm still better than this guy. Like you could say all of the stuff that you want to say.
Tyson Fury was saying that when he was 400 pounds.
Look,
Tyson was saying that when he was 400 pounds. Did you see the Silver Surfer fight and the Francis Pianetta fight?
So if we line it up, is he better than Anthony Joshua? Do he have a better jab than him? Would you say Joshua's jab is
Tyson Fury is technically better than Anthony Joshua?
Well, they're different jabs because. No, I don't know if I agree with that. Tyson's jab is fast and it's a bit sloppy. He flicks it. So they're different jabs altogether. I've seen Anthony Joshua show greater variation with the jab. I've seen him jab the body, jab the head. And they're stiffer jabs. I think Anthony Joshua can improve his jab. I don't think it's anywhere near a world-class level jab. But I don't think Tyson Fury jabs
Anthony Joshua's a robot.
Well,
he's fake, man. You know what I'm saying? He's more robotic than Joe Joyce.
Yeah, you gonna be. I'm about to say you gonna be in for a world of disappointment. And when they sign that fight and Fury box him up, y'all really gonna have to live with those guys over there.
Well,
Fury gonna be going
it's
off.
not gonna hurt me that bad.
The funny thing is, y'all think the funny thing is, y'all think we was going off with the how we was going off with Wilder. When Fury becomes undisputed champion and he comes back from where he came back from, and then on top of this, he's gonna be AJ after a year layoff. You know he's gonna talk mad smack about that too, right? Like I was off for a year and this bum still couldn't beat me. He gonna bring that up though, but we're gonna wait.
Tyson Fury doesn't talk smack in his sleep. I don't think he ever stops talking smack. He's always talking smack. That's what Tyson Fury does.
I mean, but
look, man,
it's not gonna hurt me. My name's not Anthony Joshua.
Man, this fight ain't gonna happen, man. Anthony Joshua's gonna just sit there still getting paid, man. He don't take no ass whooping, man. Cause ain't nobody gonna take him seriously after this, if he get his ass whooped again. Because so think about it. Just think about it. So the Tyson Fury fight happened, right? Now what if he lose, right? So he loses again. So he loses twice, and then everybody gonna know he a fraud. You know what I'm saying? That'll be his whole career. his career be over. Just like
Nah, they're gonna run that back. You wild.
Look, man, that's what I said. 2 fights
if
in, but he gonna get beat down so bad in the first one. I don't think he's gonna win it in the second one. He gonna fold even faster because he's mentally weak, man.
Nah. If he lose, when he lose,
What's your
when he
name?
lose
Let me
to-
see this avatar.
John, this is what
Right.
happens. This
If they sign this fight,
no, man.
if they sign this fight, if they sign this fight, if they sign this fight, win or lose, I'll be here to break it down with you either way. Yeah, but I don't think Tyson Fury. I think Tyson Fury is that
Fury
good.
and then one to Wilder after a tune-up.
Yeah,
that's it. I mean, why would we continue fighting if you're getting like $20 million?
If they sign that fight in June, when he lose that fight, Eddie and I'm going to take him overseas. Like they're gonna go far in the Middle East again. Like they're gonna run it back in the Middle East somewhere and try to run it back. But
the first one's going to be in Saudi. The first one will be in Saudi. So when they're talking about ticket sales, I don't think a sold out Wembley can pay them enough money. So that this fight is going to Saudi. Eddie Hearn was on record of saying the fight was going to be in Saudi before the COVID pandemic happened. Before the COVID pandemic happened, he was talking about undisputed in Saudi because of the site fee. And the Saudi cards aren't really that big. And also, in Saudi, that's a royal family that can do whatever they want. They're not elected representatives. If they want to have someone killed and say, yeah, you're dead, that's it. So they can do whatever they want. So and the type of money that they've got to just lose, like they're not trying to make a profit. What they're trying to do is turn Saudi into a tourist destination like Dubai. So they see this as a thing that they can lose money on because they want the press, they want the attention, they want to showcase their country to the world as a destination for events. So they're not really worried about making the money back on it either. The OPEC countries have just all agreed to reduce production to increase the cost of oil. Like that, it's a bit of a hobby for their royal family.
No, I hear what you're saying on the rematch, but the first fight was supposed to take place in London. That's why everybody was bringing up that this guy that's over from
No.
Hold on.
license.
Don't cut me off. Let me finish what I'm saying, then you can rebuttal after that. That's why everybody was just saying that this guy put up the money over there. The guy from the gym put up the money because it was supposed to take place in London, not the Saudi Arabia guys putting up the money. Because if that was the case, why the hell are we talking about him? Why the hell was everybody talking about this guy's money not being good if the prince and them was putting up the money?
I don't understand what you're saying. Eddie Hearn's been consistent in saying that the only way he thought this fight could get staged in the UK was if the government was to intervene and actually fund it, because he didn't believe that even a sold out Wembley can fund the undisputed fight. Hearn's been consistent about that for years. I don't know where you're getting your information from. Andy Lee, last time I checked, isn't involved as a promoter. He's involved in the.
No, I said the guy from the gym. I couldn't.
He doesn't handle any business.
I'm talking about the guy from the gym that was
But
putting
the
up
other
the money
thing
for
is,
the
right?
fight.
You're talking about Kinahan.
Yes,
you're on about Kinahan. Kinahan's not putting up the money. Eddie Hearn has sent the contract to Fury, so Eddie Hearn was putting the money up. Otherwise, Bob's sending the contract the other way. That's straightforward.
There you go. And you know what? Hey, listen. What do you guys think? Is it Cinco de Mayo, May the 8th, right? Is that Cinco de Mayo? Is that the day?
It's the 5th. It's the 5th, but they have
because like they bringing back the Mexican holidays, so they're gonna bring another UK guy to roast and put on the fire. They be doing it regularly, you know. The UK guys have been putting on the fire out here. So Billy Joe Saunders like, bro, I'm not being in it. How many UK guys Canelo roasted? Who is it? Liam Smith, Callum Smith. Yeah. Who else we got for there?
Mayor Khan.
Matthew Hatton, Rocky Fielding.
Who else? Rocky Fielding. Oh, you're Rocky Fielding.
Rocky Fielding.
Brady,
nah, but he didn't fight all of those guys on.
I don't get. Didn't ask.
I mean, I get what y'all saying, but the Mexicans, the Mexicans,
let me finish what I'm saying. The UK guys are getting served up every Mexican holiday. Like, and this is another
the
one.
Bears, man.
Yo, every bloody holiday, and they're all Eddie Hearn guys, bro. And he's one of these UK guys gonna break the
curse.
Break the curse?
Yeah.
You break the curse, and they gonna break it. If Billy O'Sullivan's gonna break the curse, because May 8th, that's. I mean, listen, I can see Billy Joe doing it. You see that situation with the drug addict, the prostitute, where he made her slap some guy. I can see him doing some bullshit and like getting himself suspended by the British board to get himself out of it. What's the one he took? Nangelo, he took a nasal spray. Frank Warren said he took drugs. He took drugs. Now let's get it right. He took substance, right, and got himself out of it. You know what I mean? I'm like, this guy.
Hold on a minute, EJ. He admitted that nasal spray that he'd been using, he used for the Lemieux fight as well. The rules about that are not clear cut because in the UK, UCAD allow you to use it during training, whereas VADA don't allow you to use it at all.
He's full of shit.
And I'd argue that Billy Joe's best performance, I think he benefited from that supplement against Lemieux because he used it from when he moved to the Ingle gym.
There you go. Oh, okay.
And since he's not had that substance available to him, he ain't made 160. It's a cutting agent and it's a stamina agent. That's what it's for.
See, this guy's a drug addict, bro.
So since he's not been able to use that, he hasn't made 160, EJ.
I tell you what, I don't think. You know what?
I mean, good thing he fighting at 168 now.
Yeah, you know what? I don't think the fight will happen. He's gonna pull out. I'm telling you, he's gonna pull out. He listen, YG said, year of the Travelers. He gonna pull out. He gonna pull out, bro. I'm telling you, he gonna pull out. He gonna embarrass Eddie Hearn because this guy is unreliable, and he only makes sure that every guy he goes in, he's definitely gonna beat 100%. Otherwise, he don't get in there. You know what I mean? This is the first fight in his career. He's going against a man that he ain't supposed to beat, bro. You know what I mean? He was supposed to beat Lemieux. You know them guys there, and you know what I mean, that's done now. No one cares about that no more. So I don't think he's gonna turn up, man. I think he's gonna do a Fury. Him and Fury, they're boys, man. They say like, yo, are you gonna turn up? No, hell no.
Yeah, they're going on like a binge together instead.
Yo, that's just funny because
they'll be getting trolley.
It's like he asked them like, yo, before I go to the bookie, are you even gonna turn up to the fight? Like, let me know before I even go over there. Like, it makes no even sense for me to even go over there and lay my money down if you're not even gonna turn up to the fight.
I'm not gonna turn up, bro. I'm not gonna turn up.
Now I don't know because
Tyson Fury is gonna be putting down money. Tyson Fury is gonna be putting down money that the fight doesn't happen. That's more likely.
See, but then the bookie and them going know something.
Look at this on the screen. Look how many like these are all major. Like you know the fight. What really messed me up is that what's his name again? Is it Curtis Sides? That guy because he went to jail. That people wanted to see that fight, that Curtis Sides fight. The Murray fight, I already care about, but the Andrade fight, I was licking my chops. I said, yo,
the funny. My fault. I'm about to say the funny thing is both of those guys really needed that fight.
Yeah.
Like if I could look at both of them and say the same because his other biggest fight that he could have ever had was the Charlo fight, and that shit got canceled too. Like both of him and so it's good that
also
YG was in full sentence.
Billy Joe close to offering? Wasn't he close to offering Canelo, Triple G a fight in the UK?
No,
there was a lot of talk
Kazakhstan.
about it and nothing happened.
It was supposed to be.
He's already pulled out the Canelo fight. He's already pulled out his Canelo fight one.
Yeah, it was supposed to be a Kazakhstan.
There was a Kazakhstan fight, but they were also Frank Warren was also talking about a stadium fight over here. And I think Billy just pulled the plug on it.
Well, what happened was they signed on to
couldn't beat him.
Right. What happened was they signed on to the Golovkin fight. And according to Frank Warren, they paid a step aside money to get that fight going. The next, Golovkin's team pulled out and took the Canelo fight instead. That was the first fight.
Yo, what you guys think? My man, home time glory. Good point, Dan. Billy Joe Soon.
He called BS.
Yeah, I know. But he said Billy Joe Soon is an embarrassment. Yeah, with his cancellation, but it's his career highest payday. Yeah, his career high paid. It was what 50? Was it 5,500K? That's as much. So there's no way he's gonna throw away the winning ticket to fight Canelo sweeps. That's a good point.
Yeah, that's 500K, not 50.
Yeah,
But
500K.
he could have
He
fought
was begging for that fight,
instead of
though.
Callum Smith. What? He was the number one choice ahead of Callum Smith. How come he didn't take that one?
He should have.
Yeah.
He was supposed to fight him already.
Yeah,
He's already pulled out of it, saying he was too fat, and he was too fat.
You know why? He didn't want to fight Callum because he looked at Callum. So he's too.
Well, actually, no. To be honest, with Callum Smith was the one that turned down that fight. It was Callum Smith who turned it down.
No. You're not understanding what I'm saying. Callum Smith has just fought Canelo. That was supposed to be Billy Joe, and Billy Joe pulled out.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying. So he's already pulled out of the Canelo fight.
He's already pulled out of the Canelo fight already again. Okay.
Yeah.
What I'm saying to you. You see what I'm trying to tell you? See, he wasted, and see the thing. Frank couldn't get him in there. Look, all them cancellations. They were all on Frank Warren's watch, right? So, and now he's already pulled out already. So this guy doesn't want to fight. If I was any promoter, I'd kick him off my label. I swear I would. I would. It's a waste of time. I don't think he's gonna turn up. I'm actually upset now. I'm upset, bro. Fury and Billy Joe Saunders, they are dodgy characters, bro. They are and YG's got their back. YG said it's the year of the travelers. YG's got their boy. That's the YG's boys.
Nah. I don't. I'm not really pulling for Billy Joe to beat Canelo. Them chances is really what you call it, because he almost got to go in there and like box something marvelously. Like he got to really go in there and really put on the show to beat Canelo. But the Tyson Fury thing, like, that right there. I can see that happening way more easier. I can see Tyson Fury outplaying AJ easy.
What's next for Yildirim? Does anyone care?
No one cares.
I do.
Yildirim, I mean, he's gonna go back to Turkey and fight those type of opposition. That's all I gotta say.
What an embarrassment.
I mean, look, he'll probably get another shot. I mean, he'll probably take some regional fights and then go back on world level and get another shot.
You know, Canelo should have fought if he wants a guy who will turn up. Eubank Jr.
Come on, you got to be kidding me. Eubank Jr. with
Eubank Jr. for Cinco de Mayo is what's popping.
You got to be kidding me. Eubank Jr. would have took those body shots. He would have looked the same way.
Eubank, you gonna be on it. Eubank with Roy Jones. He's trained by Roy Jones. Eubank Jr. will but Eubank Jr. will turn up. Is what I'm saying. He's reliable.
He'll turn up and he won't capitulate. He might get his ass kicked, but he will not capitulate.
No, Jamal Charlo, man, Charlo.
I ain't gonna hold you though. I think y'all overlooking the way that guy just went in there. That guy just went in there.
Here's a question for YG. I got a question for YG. Does Canelo beat Bivol at 168 pounds?
Does he first of all, can he get Bivol to come down to 168? Like that,
Bivol's already said he will go down, and he is a small 175 pounder. He's not a big dude. He's not big.
People say a lot.
He's already said that he will.
I know. That's what I was about to remind you. People say a lot of things, but I don't know about him draining himself down to 168, because he even when he fights at 175, he still comes in there looking like he's like almost a cruiserweight. So is he really gonna?
Bivol's not big. Bivol's not a big 175.
Those guys, he's not big, but them guys be over 175. Look at I've looked at a couple of times. Looked at those guys, what they weigh in the night of the fight.
What do you mean looked at? Have you stood next to them in person?
No, I'm talking about because I don't know how they show it over there. I don't know. Listen, hold on, time out, because you're talking over me. I don't know how they show it to you in your country, but over here they show us what they weigh in at the night of the fight. And I'm trying to tell you that this guy be hydrating over 185. So like what I'm trying to say is he really going to drain himself?
Hydrates up to 185.
Yes. Them guys is hydrating. I don't know.
So if they show you that, what was Canelo walking in the ring at tonight?
I didn't get to see what you call it. I got in the house late. I said that earlier that I didn't see the undercard of those fights. I didn't even see. I didn't even see.
Canelo rehydrates quite a lot too.
Yeah,
Just
that's what I'm
say.
saying. So, and I'm saying that too. So, if you're saying that Bivol is gonna, if he's gonna drain himself all the way down to 168 to go into the ring to fight Canelo, he's gonna hydrate himself back up there, but he's gonna have to drain himself down to 168. So, if he's gonna do that, then I'm gonna give advantage Canelo. But if he fights Canelo at 175, then now we're talking for a good tough fight because he's gonna come in there fresh. So those are two different
I don't
things.
think Canelo's going back to 175. I don't think
So
Canelo's going back up to 175. Because I don't think he can beat Bivol or Biev at 175. There's no way on God's earth Biev can get down to 168. That's not a possibility. I think Bivol, who is the smaller of the light heavyweights, could do it. What he'd have left once he did it, I don't know. But he's confident about it, so I like that fight. But Bivol's got no marquee name.
them guys is tough and they come forward, but their defense is not all the way there enough. I don't know. The speed might be a little bit too much for them. I don't think y'all not accounting the speed that Canelo's going in there hitting these guys with. That's what I was just about to try to tell what you call it. If you put Eubanks Jr. in there and he get hit with those body punches like that guy just got hit with tonight, he's gonna fold up the same way because that took you could tell the elbows is tucked in. He got hit with them first few body punches and them elbows.
You're telling me that you think Bivol gets hit a lot?
What I'm saying that he will get hit a lot if he go in there with somebody with the speed of the speed of Canelo. Canelo is going to be able to get off. He's going to be able to be first.
Because footwork speed, Bivol
fighting,
and Canelo's night and day.
He's fighting this style because these the guy came forward at the beginning. You see how he boxed him when the guy came forward. You see his he let you come forward. He gives some ground to get some ground. So he let you come forward at the
but
beginning.
we're talking about two guys with the same reach. Like, if Bivol doesn't need to come forward on Canelo, Bivol's footwork is a lot faster and slicker than Canelo's for outside fighting.
Yeah, it has been
So
versus the guy.
Canelo's gonna have to cut off the ring on Bivol, and I've seen Bivol. Bivol doesn't get touched.
So wait, so
Bivol,
you're telling me
Bivol
that?
is
So you're telling me that?
defensively a good fighter.
So you're telling me that Canelo's gonna fight?
You're just
Bivol?
writing his defense off totally.
So let me ask you that. So you're telling me that Canelo's gonna?
It's the fight I want. It's the fight I want to see at 168, but I don't think it's gonna happen.
All right, so if you don't even think it's gonna happen, you just asking me.
There's no point in talking about it anyway. Let's talk about Tiafimo.
Okay, all right.
The Tiafimo won a new deal. Like Dan, let me hear. Okay, I want everyone to talk on that. Dan, we think Tiafimo. Go ahead, talk about Tiafimo. Like let's get the viewers up, bro. Like you guys are dropping everyone.
Well, I already said my piece on it, but I'll say it again. I just think that Bob Arum, the way he's fucking over Teofimo Lopez is exactly what I seen when he did Desire Raheem many years ago, a fighter that nobody really knows about, and then the same shit he did to Guillermo Rodriguez. All right, it seems like every time he puts these fighters up against one of his cash cow fighters, and Donito Donaire and Vasily Lomachenko, and to be fair, Lomachenko was not a cash cow compared to Donaire in his prime, but other than that, he was one of his biggest marquee fighters on the label. I mean, on the stable, I should say. And then, one of these guys who are perceived as underdogs and Guillermo Rodriguez down and Teofimo Lopez and go do what they do, not only beat these guys, but humiliate them. The next they get the short of the stick by their promoter by saying, well, I can't promote this guy. He's not worth the pay that he's asking for. I can't do nothing with him. Okay. So it is like he freaking penalizes them and he punishes them for fights that they're not supposed to win. That's what he does. And this is the same shit he's doing to Teofimo Lopez, and it's fucking sad. But all credit to Teofimo. He's being smart. He's looking for higher bidders now. And Trilly came in and it bid for his fight against Cambosos, and I don't see Teofimo Lopez being at top rank much longer right now because Bob Arum has already hinted out that if anybody's willing to buy out his contract, by all means, go ahead. That's all I gotta say about that.
Yeah, you got a nice one, Dan. Fight Doctor. I ain't heard from Fight Doctor for a while. Fight Doctor. All right, going once, going twice. You don't want to talk about it. PMC.
Yeah, man. Man, Teofimo Lopez, man, he's just a prima donna, man. He ain't did nothing. You know what I'm saying? But fight, what was oh boy, like 130? Lomachenko came in fighting at like 130 or something like that. What? I mean, what was his original weight class he came in at?
Go ahead, just keep going, bro.
Featherweight. Featherweight.
Yeah, it's featherweight. What is that?
126.
126. Okay,
Yeah.
well, there you go. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, he just beat a smaller fighter. You know, that was pretty much it. Who was hopping weight classes through the WBO and stuff like that. So I mean, and then the dude already got whooped once. You know, in his first fight, Orlando Salido beat him up. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, yeah, man. To me, you know, I mean, it's good he's trying to get his money, but I'm just saying against who? I mean, who's he trying to who's he trying to fight? You know what I'm saying? And then the trill boxing thing, they just threw some money out there, you know, just to get their name hot. You know, other than that, the next person in line was about 2 million south of that. You know, that was like what, Eddie Hearn? Well, how much did he put on the table? What, 3.8 or something?
Yeah, 3 points off. Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Well, there you go. So in trill boxing, they you know, they desperate for a fight. They don't even have a stable from what I know. You know what I'm saying? So of course they're gonna put front all that money and stuff like that. But then again, like I'm saying, man, this dude, he don't want to fight nobody now, man. You know, now that he got the belts and stuff like that, he don't want to defend them. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, all you want to do is pick and choose who you want to fight and cherry pick, man. And then he got the nerve to call, you know, like Wilder and a few other people chumps and stuff like that. But yeah, he ducking everybody in his weight class and stuff like that.
PMC, you is wilding for respect right now. All right,
Yo,
hold on. Let me just
yo, man,
remind.
let me finish. But as soon as he got that belt, man, he was like, "Oh, I can't fight this guy. This guy doesn't do nothing for me. I can't fight that guy. I can't fight this guy." You know what I'm saying? That's the same thing. That Oscar Valdez guys is doing. That Oscar Valdez guys is doing the same thing, but yet they expect these other fighters, these other brothers, to all clean each other out and beat the hell out of each other and stuff like that, and they just was swoop in and act like they did something. You know what I'm saying? I'm not with Theo Fame, man. Do the chump, man.
Yo, all right. So first, right, you wildin', cause first off, right, when you talk about the money situation, do you know that Devin Haney, Ryan Garcia, and even though Tank didn't even fight at the weight class last fight, so I'm not gonna name Tank, but both of those guys made more money than Teofimo Lopez and they last fight. And he beat the guy in the division, but other than Devin Haney, because he did want to fight but basically none of those guys wanted to fight Lomachenko. And hold on, let me finish that point. That he made less money than them. So when he asked the zone for 10 million for the fight over there for the undisputed over there, when you can go back and the zone just paid Mikey Garcia 7 million to fight over there in a non-title fight, and they also paid just got paid 5 million or whatever he said he got paid. He said he got paid north of 5 million to fight his last guy who he just beat he beat Gamboa. He beat Gamboa in a fight and got paid more than that. Fucking Ryan Garcia just beat Luke Campbell and made more money. Only made 1 point with like what did they say, he made 1.3 million for beating Lomachenko. So in his next fight, if he's going for undisputed, why shouldn't he not ask for more than 10 million? And then his promoter only gave him 2 million. His promoter put 2 million on the table. Oh, 2 million. So that means he would have had to split that. So now that he got paid, so he did the right thing. That was the right business move. You talking about being a prima donna? Like everybody around him is getting paid.
If he's worried about getting paid, he should have never signed up with Bob Aaron. That's on him.
No, what you mean? It's not. So you trying to say?
Look, man, that DAZN thing is a project, and they just throw some money up. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? So and they got everybody paying like fit for $20.
So my point is to you is
hold on a minute. There's a problem with your argument here, YG. There's a problem with your argument here. Complaining about giving Mikey Garcia that type of money.
My argument is, how did Eddie bid 3.7 million to see him fight whatever this guy that his name is, and why not the Devin? So why not the Devin Haney fight? Why not just pay the 10 million?
Because it's a mandatory fight. It's a mandatory fight that went per bid.
Yeah, but you got to think about Devin.
It's a mandatory fight that went per bid. So they've offered Teofimo a fight with Devin.
Yeah, but it was shorter than that.
They've been trying. What was money?
Devin Haney is his own promoter, from what I understand.
So my point to y'all think about this, right? If you Teofimo Lopez, right? So if Lomachenko in those divisions, and we can't all argue this, he is the best guy down there, right? So if you only
you can't say Teofimo is the only one. Hold on a minute, though. Why
he won one fight.
Teofimo is the only one that didn't want to fight him.
He was never asking for money before that.
Why does Devin Haney? Why is Devin Haney recognized as a WBC champion?
Because they gave it to him because Lomachenko didn't want to fight him.
Exactly. So you can't just say that Teofimo's the only one that wanted to fight Lomachenko. So the fight that needs to happen, the fight that Teofimo that I'm not hearing coming out of his mouth.
You wasn't listening.
No, I am listening.
I did say that Devin.
Yeah, but then you brushed over it, and then you moved on to say that Teofimo's the only one fighting him. You can't. You tried to have it both ways at the same time. Right? I'm not hearing Teofimo saying that he's gonna fight Devin Haney, and that's the fight that needs to happen.
He asked for 10 million, and they rejected it. Do you know? Did you know that he asked
10 million? What? Why? Well, yeah, of course they rejected it. How is Teofimo worth 10 million?
Because he got 3 titles.
What's his biggest purse? 6 million that he's getting now. His biggest purse. Yeah, but you market value.
That's what I was saying before the Loma. See, even though I don't know you, but I said that before the Lomachenko fight. That what Bob Arum was doing was keeping his pay down, right? By keeping his pay down to 1 million, right? He could say, yo, your biggest payday versus this guy Lomachenko is the biggest guy, right? So your biggest payday, if you fight him, is going to be 1 million. Now, even when you win after, hold on, let me finish my statement. Now, even after you win after that, and now you're going to have all 3 titles, when you try to come back to the table, now people's going to say, what's your biggest payday to keep your payday down? So now this is what's happening to him. He's a guy with 3 titles, and let me finish my statement. He's a guy with 3 titles, and his promoters offer him 2 million for a fight. When a guy that got no titles and he's fighting against a guy that's nobody's making 5 million. So don't you think that's backwards? Like, when is he supposed to strike? The iron's hot
market
right now.
value.
The iron's hot. He got 3 titles.
Man, you got hometown glory. You got hometown glory saying
how many pay-per-views has Teofimo? No, this is a question he needs to answer. He needs to answer this question. How many pay-per-views has Teofimo ever sold?
He hasn't been in a pay-per-view fight yet.
Exactly. So his market value is not that high. Now this fight that you're complaining about for 5 million, are you talking about Mikey Garcia?
What are you saying? Hello?
The fighter that you're complaining about getting 5 million, is that Mikey Garcia or is that somebody else?
All right. So when Charles Martin went over to fight Eddie, right? They overpaid. They did not throw extra money in the pot to bring Charles Martin over there.
Yeah,
Like
they
you
bought the
can't,
Charles
title.
like
Martin got
That
5
was a
million.
calculated move.
I can name. Listen, hold on. I can name so many
Yeah,
fighters.
but
Look,
Eddie, lots
so
of times fighters have been overpaid, right?
it's the
But that's
same
on the
thing.
promoter to decide if they want to overpay him. It's not the same
All
thing.
right then.
They
So
chose
if
to overpay
you're
him
saying that's what I'm trying to
because
say.
they
You're
chose
saying
to overpay. It's not the same thing. Not the same thing.
no. What I'm trying to tell you is right. He's looking at it, and he's already spoke about it. He said this already that he's looking at it like, look, these guys are all getting paid. Now that as soon as it's time for me to get paid, they're gonna bring up an old fight. How much and you did it too. You brought up how much he got. How much did he get paid
This
before
is what I'm
he
gonna
had
say
3 titles? You bring
about
it
this
up when the man
situation.
only had 1 title in the division. He got 3 titles in
Man,
the division now.
Slow down. The fact that
what's his TV
Teofimo's done
numbers?
the right thing. The Teofimo's done the right thing by going with Triller, because then we're going to have some pay-per-view information if he headlines it. Yeah, and he's done the right thing because he's got paid $6 million. But moving forward after this mandatory fight, I want to see him fight Devin Haney, and if 10 million's not enough, then he needs to find a way to get his promoter to front the money for the fight. If he's the A side send out offers, they don't receive offers. How many offers were sent to Floyd Mayweather after he beat Oscar De La Hoya?
And he turned down a bunch of fights.
So if he's this big A side, he needs to be putting offers out, not asking for offers. The B side asks for offers, not the A side. Simple.
No, the reason why Mayweather was asking for offers because he was his own promoter. He's not
You name a single
you
A
asking him.
side. How many offers did Muhammad Ali ask for once he became world champion? How many offers, did Sugar Ray Leonard ask for once he was the A side? How many offers did Oscar De La Hoya? The A side sends the offer because they are bringing the money. It's that simple. The B side receives the offer. So if Teofimo's this big A side, because he's got these belts, he should be sending out offers. And the offer I want to see him send out is to Devin Haney.
But I get what you're saying, but you're missing the point that dumb guys are the ones that was talking about the money first. Like that's the point that you mixed up. That he's the guy that's not being paid and is looking to be paid.
How am I confused?
Because you're calling him
how am I confused, right?
It wasn't really you.
Make the
Hold on.
request
First of all,
to
it wasn't
DAZN
really
for
you
an
that
amount of
it was
money.
PMC that was calling him
making a request for an amount of money.
It was PMC that
That's
was
the
calling him a prima
B-side
donna.
statement.
It was PMC that was calling him a prima donna, but I was trying to tell him my point was that he's the man that's not being paid. Them guys is the guys that's been talking about money the whole time.
Like I'm in the middle with this. I think doing the Triller thing was a good thing for Teofimo. And I don't like Bob. I think he's racist. If he's not promoting a fighter he thinks appeals to the white market in America, he doesn't know what to do with him. Bob took losses on Lomachenko. He's taken losses on Tyson Fury. He's not footing the bill for the Anthony Joshua Tyson Fury fight because Bob's just a straight racist as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, I mean that like he say he's taking losses on these fighters, but to me, I think he be lying, man. Like I think them guys just be trying to come in for 700%. They say they've been saying those things that like they're taking losses to keep these fighters paid down, but then you got other companies that's coming in and they throwing money out there. Like the Zone for a second was throwing money out there. Triller just came in and throw money out there, and it's putting Bob in the situation. Yeah, like I was about to remind him. He's saying that PMC saying that Teofimo's being a prima donna, but Bob got like 4 other fighters in his stable that's kicking the same noise. Like either Bob is not paying for his paying for the fighters' opponents, which like we can go to the Terrence Crawford. Like there's like 3 other people that got the same issue that.
But Bob's history for doing this is long. Bob's history for doing this is long. Why did Floyd pay to get out of the contract at top rank?
Yeah,
It's
Floyd.
probably the best thing
So
Floyd ever did.
Yesterday I was lying. Today I'm telling the truth. Bobby Arm quote.
Yep.
So before you jump out there to PMC and say that my son Teofimo is being a prima donna, is really the promoter. He threw out $2 million. How you throw out $2 million and your guy got 3 titles?
Man, people ain't paying for titles, man. People want to
Yeah,
see
but
fights.
there's somewhere there's a middle ground with this. Like Teofimo has made a good business move, but until I hear Teofimo unifying with Devin Haney, I don't want to hear all this big talk coming out of his mouth. He's talking about becoming
So
undisputed
let
at
me ask you. So hold
140.
on.
He needs to worry about being
Think about,
undisputed at 135 first, because he
but
beat
this
Loma
is
fair and
my
square.
issue though.
He beat Loma fair and
This is
square, but that weren't no scintillating performance. Have you watched it back? How many times are you going to watch that fight back? That, like, credit to
let me
him. He
ask
took the fight. He won the fight. But I'm not sold yet. I want to see better
He gassed up
performances
at the end.
against other fighters at 135 pounds.
So let me so you saying to me right now that the only reason why, but other than the titles, so we're saying that don't take the titles out of the way, right? So you saying a win over Devin Haney be a bigger win than a win over Lomachenko?
No, I'm saying I want to see him clean house and I want to see scintillating performances before I start before I think he's going to get big money. Yeah, so let him fight all the 135 pounders, dominate, knock them out. Yeah, then he's a superstar. At the moment, we saw a very boring fight against a Loma who didn't know how to throw punches. That's the reality of it. Richard Comey fight, good fight, liked it. That's it. That's his 2 fights. He's not some big superstar yet. We need more.
Yo, I ain't gonna front. The way you talking, you and Bob Arum would be good friends because you talk about don't pay the guy and don't what you call it, but the basically there's guys that's fighting nobody that's making more money than him. He's been underpaid. You know,
Which guys are you referring to? Which guys are you referring to?
Division. The Devin Haney, Ryan Garcia. Tank is in and out of the division, even though his
Ryan
last fight
Garcia has generated income out of non-boxing related issues, and he's getting paid accordingly. And he's on DAZN. DAZN are paying money. Yeah, they're paying money. They're overpaying fighters. It's known fact. Same goes for Devin Haney. Devin Haney's getting overpaid there, and the whole lightweight division for me, it keeps getting compared to 4 Kings. How can you compare these guys? I didn't hear Tommy Hearns talking about money when he's trying to arrange fights with all the other welterweights.
Why
Tommy
not?
Hearns either won or he went out on Shield. I didn't hear him chatting about A-side nonsense. I didn't hear him talking about how he needed to get paid. Tommy Hearns turned up and he delivered, win or lose. Sugar Ray Leonard, same thing.
When I went back and watched the special, they said it took over a year to make the first fight with him and Sugar Ray. Like they was talking about it. They was talking like and they
I was talking about Tommy Hearns, who was being a prima donna there.
Both of them, they both could have made that, and they were saying that the fight sizzle. So it happens.
All right. Well, if I'm correct, if I need correcting, I'll take it. I need to go back and check that.
Yeah, because I'm about to say everybody, all of these, listen, these guys they took a good one, but all of these guys, the main thing these guys got into the fight business for the money. So when they start making business decisions,
I'm all right with them getting into the fight business for the money, but I don't want to hear endless conversations about who the A-side is. It's simple. The A-side sends out the offer. I don't need to know and hear discussions about who it is, because B-side doesn't ask for offers. So don't be telling people your worth. Your worth is displayed by the contracts you send to other fighters for them to fight you. If Teofimo is this big A-side that he keeps running his mouth about, send out offers. And the same goes for Tank, same goes for Devin Haney, all of them, right? I just want them to fight each other and I want to find out who's next.
I mean, but that was one of the things though. The Devin Haney, they've been promoting that Devin Haney is the youngest boxing promoter I mean, he got his own thing.
Yeah,
with
and do you
boxing.
care about that? Because I know I don't.
No, so no. I mean, he said that just how you said that. So when Teofimo said, "All right, send me 10 million and we'll make the fight," then that's it.
Yeah, but
If
that's a
you,
B-side move, isn't it? That's a
no, it's
B-side
not
move. Don't be
because
sitting there
listen, no.
play.
See, you're not
Yes, it
understanding.
is.
No, you know why it's
Yes, it
not. You
is.
know
It's
why
a
you're not understanding
B-side move.
that? You know why you're not understanding the what you call it, because
Go on,
basically
then.
why he's saying send me the 10 million, because his promoter is not gonna pay that what you call it. So that's why he's saying just send the contract.
So what's your point then?
That if
What's your actual point?
my point is that when
Because
if
I'm
they
pretty
put it,
certain that Keith
my point is
Thurman asked for 10 million
my
to
point
fight
is
Crawford.
my point is that Devin
Yeah,
Haney
because he didn't want the fight.
My point is Devin Haney and his father been going all over saying how Devin Haney the young promoter and all of this crap, and then how they've been making this money. So why they just didn't send that 10 million? Because they the A side. If you saying that you
But
promoted,
I'm not
send the 10
interested in
million.
A-side arguments in the lightweight division.
Hold on.
But
What
these
I'm trying
are
to say is,
facts, right? The
what I'm
B-side
trying to say
asks
is
for an
they
offer.
could have sent
The
it.
A-side asks for an offer. That's a fact.
They could have
There's
sent
no
the
way
10
around that.
and he could have been undisputed.
No, there's no way around it, right? The B-side asks for offers. The A-side sends offers. That's all I'm saying. So all of these lightweights need to zip their mouths about who the A-side is and get the fights done. Because the A-side will be the guy sending out the offers. And Devin Haney's not putting bums on seats. He's not some big ticket sellers. I don't need to hear Devin Haney running around about what a big promoter is. I'm not interested. I want to see him fight somebody. He needs to fight somebody more than anybody else at the moment.
And that's why I was
He
saying that
needs
they
to
should have
fight
sent
somebody.
10 million. That's exactly why I was saying that.
They haven't got 10 million. And the fight's not, they can't take a loss on that fight because it's not a real promoter. I don't believe they're real promoters. Eddie Hearn does their business for them. It's just it's as real as Man Down Promotions. Yeah. The Spence is not a promoter. None of these guys are real promoters. It's just a front so that they can say that they are. Out of the people that are truly self-promoted at the moment, I think Canelo Alvarez is the one that's real. And even he's using Hearn to promote his fight.
Yeah, I was about to say that he got this.
He's
Still
using Hearn currently, but after the Billy Joe Saunders fight, he may leave and go to PBC. We'll see what happens.
And there's a Spanish guy that's a part of Canelo's team that does a lot of the what you call it too. Because
I just think Canelo actually has a promotional
I
business with a
forgot this
decent
guy's
amount of
name,
money in
but
it.
it wasn't just Canelo that it wasn't just Canelo
No,
that did.
but even Floyd had people help. Even Floyd had people helping him. But to do it, you have to have enough money behind you, and Devin Haney hasn't got enough money behind him to do it. So he's not a real promoter. It's bullshit, basically.
send the 10 million.
Canelo's got enough money to be a real promoter. Devin Haney hasn't got 10 million to be sending to Teofimo Lopez, has he? How's he going to pay himself? Where's that money coming from? That's just nonsense.
If you host it, then you get don't you get all the money from the advertisements and all of that?
And that fight's going to generate what, 20 million? No, it's not. How they the only way that they've got any money is that the zone can okay the part.
I mean that's for Undisputed.
It might be undisputed, but let's be honest, it's not a big name fight. It's a fight I want, but are the casuals going to be interested in that fight? Are casual fans going to buy and watch that fight or pay the zone subscriptions to see Haney and Lopez fight each other? Most people don't know who they are. It's true though. It's like boxing hardcore fans know who they are. If you walk around in the streets and you ask your public who these people are, they don't know who they are. It's not a fight of that kind of magnitude. It isn't. It will not draw in a casual audience. It's a hardcore fight, so the money isn't there on the table for it.
guess that's that. I'm done, man. Yo, man. Shit. It's late. You guys, thanks for you guys contributing to the channel. I really appreciate it. John Dilly, PMC,
Yeah.
YG Knight,
Yep.
Mali Wangway, Hashman, and everyone in the chat, man. I'm gonna call it a night, man. That was interesting. You guys going backwards and forwards. I
Yeah,
think,
and shout out to Hometown Glory, except for that comment he made about Floyd, man.
oh, what did he say? What's Hometown Glory say about Floyd?
Yo, man, he said Floyd pretty much saying like Floyd ruined boxing, man.
Man, I don't know about that, man. I couldn't say that.
Nah,
Boxing.
a lot of perspective.
Floyd carried
not gonna
boxing
get
on his
behind
back for
that.
a whole decade, man.
Yeah, yep, he did.
I mean, the one thing that people, what you call a little bit, is that for a second people were scared to lose their O though. The perception of the
No,
being undefeated.
because they wanted that Floyd money, man. That's why.
Not that it was like the fan perspective. It was better to be undefeated. Like everybody
No,
like
I
that.
think you're talking about how
One of the
Floyd
It's for the money, bro.
one of the best
Look-
nicknames. One of the best nicknames that you
Floyd-
can have
Floyd-
in boxing is undefeated. When they announce you and they be like and still undefeated. That's the best
Yeah, but
nickname you
Floyd
can
used
have.
that as a huge marketing tool, so people had to follow that model. So the O thing, Floyd promoted to the nth degree. So there's some element in that, but PNC, are you gonna get on Floyd's case? You don't like Floyd?
I mean, there was a couple of people protecting their O's before Floyd was doing it too, though.
People have done it, but
Your boy,
he marketed it to the nth degree.
your boy
People have done it.
Kazaki, he was protecting that O.
He's not
long
my boy.
before.
I'm not.
He was
Kazaki's
protecting
not my
that.
boy.
I mean, I don't know why. He definitely put on. He was for a while. He was the best I had.
That's not what I heard. I heard people were ducking Kawasaki.
Nah, he. They wanted everybody to come
There's a
over there to
mixture.
fight.
There's a mixture. The point where Kawasaki was without question the best 168 pounder, and then towards the end of his career, he got a bit more careful. Lots of people do that. Like Kawasaki wasn't a particularly entertaining fighter because any fighter with brittle hands is going to struggle to entertain me because they have to adjust their style to account for the fact that their hands won't hold up. So I like Floyd as a lightweight. You're going to talk about him fighting on the back foot. He wasn't doing that lightweight. Then he started having hand issues and he had to change his style. But what he was smart, he made himself the heel. So he knew he didn't have a fan-friendly style. So he made himself the heel too. He was smart. I haven't got
He was
a
fan friendly at super featherweight, man.
Yeah,
Whooping ass, man.
I'd lightweight.
Where's that? Dan
I'd lightweight.
Nah, I think it was a
ass,
comment.
man.
I think it's
Floyd entertaining. EJ, I was saying Floyd is entertaining.
Yo, man, let me get my point,
Yeah,
man.
Ricky Hatton is one of my favorite
When you
knockouts.
beat Ricky Hatton, see, stylistically, you fight who's in front of you. If a guy's coming forward, then he's there to be knocked out. Like if the guy is not, then Floyd knew. All I know is he was exciting and he carried boxing very well. Canelo, when I think about Canelo carrying boxing, bro, like this decade of Canelo is bad, bro. Like it's bad. It's bad. At least he ain't doing the catch weights no more.
I'm not.
Nah, well, I'm on. Well, he mentioned Floyd, so
Yeah.
that's what I'm on.
But your point about the Hatton fight, yeah,
that was a good fight.
But your point about the Ricky Hatton fight, though, that check left hook isn't going to hurt Floyd's hands because he's using the Hatton style against him.
He's a punch. You just said he's hurt every time he punches. He's hurt. Like, let me tell you, he busted.
No. I was saying at all. Look, right, you're not listening to me, EJ.
Hold up.
Right?
You said, yeah. You said, yeah.
I said
his style was it. You said
changed his style when he
went in there. When he went in there, he met Hatton where he's at. He met him in close quarters. Didn't run and met him inside. Yeah, and beat the hell out of him. Like Floyd, he does what he wants. Whenever he feels, he do what he wants. If you want to box, if you want to fight,
right.
you do what he wants. But
EJ,
what I'm saying is that the level
you're
of
gonna have to let me reply.
The level of opponents, yeah, that he fighting is better than Canelo, right? Better than Canelo. And Floyd was getting. That's what I said to Dan.
You're
Floyd's got
misunderstanding me anyway.
Floyd's got hold or to a whole new different standard than Canelo. He's getting away with murder. What we saw today, murder. And YG's backing him. And I don't hear none of that bullshit.
I mean,
I agree with what you're saying about that. I agree with what you're saying about. And hold on a minute, EJ. I've got to come back to you on this Hatton stuff because that's my favorite Floyd fight anyway. And that check left hook was absolutely sweet, but it's not really a heavy punch. He's using Ricky Hatton's weight against him, and Floyd was just much better than from what I've seen from Canelo so far. I wasn't trying to say that, but you must agree that the reason that you're saying he's exciting at super featherweight and at lightweight is because he didn't really have hand problems at that stage. So once Floyd developed hand problems, he didn't go looking for knockouts. He didn't go looking for the knockouts.
No, man.
I like Floyd. I like Floyd. So we're not really disagreeing.
Listen, he had hand problems.
You don't think it's got anything to do with it?
No, I don't.
In the way.
What do you think it is, EJ?
Andre Wood got hand problem. A lot of fighters have hand problem. It's nothing to do with that. They fight. They don't make excuses. This is what I'm saying. They don't make excuses. Yeah, we know he's got hand problem, but he still goes in there, and if he can knock you out, he will. Now, regardless, he wore Hatton down. Yeah, he wore him down, beat him down, and Hatton was leaping and he hit him, but it wasn't a checkhook that done him. He wore him down and beat him out. Hatton had nothing else left, man. He had nothing else left.
The funny thing is,
I see the same body
but the funny thing is,
and that's what he does to you. He uses whatever you do. Right, he beat him down like it wasn't like no.
Both of y'all right,
he was putting hands on Hatton. What I'm saying is that the standards of what's going on, and this is what I said to you when I started. The standard of boxing that we're not even critique that it was crazy because when Floyd was doing that, bro, like I'm telling you, bro, the amount of names he used to hit, but Canelo does it. It's okay.
Yeah.
It's
don't be putting that on me though, EJ, because I'm not saying that's okay at all. Don't be putting that on me, EJ. I'm not saying.
It's funny, right?
I'm not a Canelo fan.
Floyd was with Eddie Hearn. If Floyd was with Eddie Hearn and that whole thing went down, it'd have been interesting. You know what I mean? It's like when you're with Eddie Hearn, it's like you can do no wrong. You know
the crazy thing though, in the Ricky Hatton fight.
EJ,
in the Ricky Hatton fight, Floyd hurt his right hand.
Yeah, I know he did.
He hurt his right hand in that fight.
He don't make excuses though. He continued fighting.
That's why the last three rounds he only threw left hands.
Bro, listen, he don't make excuses. He carry on beating you down, bro. He don't care.
And another thing,
it's a check left hook that took him out because his little right arm was back. He used a check left hook.
He got up after the check.
EJ, you know, put a left hook into that punch as well. EJ, come on.
Beating him a left hook. Yo, done, man. Like, why are you like yelling over, man?
Yeah,
I mean, he knocked him down with the left. He knocked him down when he got back up. Yeah, he got after the check. He ran himself into the turnbuckle. That didn't help, right? That shit was funny though. And then he got up and then he locked him down left hook and he was over. He already fell over. And then when did Ricky Hatton say when he got up? He said it was what a fluke. He said that was a fluke, innit? You know?
I don't like Ricky Hatton. I'm not a Ricky Hatton fan.
The guy's standards, yeah. The standard today is some double dilly standards, man. That's what I'm saying.
Nah, it's the same thing.
Yeah, but I'm agreeing with you. You missed EJ. This is I need to. You're missing what I was trying to say.
Floyd had a couple of those performances that we had tonight too, though. You forgetting the Baldomir.
Like that was a good fight. No, Baldomir was the champion. Baldomir beat Zab Judah. Like what you talking about?
Yeah, he was the linear champ.
He stopped Arturo Gatti, right? And he beat Zab Judah, right? He was the guy. He was the guy he had to fight him. What do you mean? Yeah, that wasn't no warm up fight. These are not warm-up fight. These guys have winning records. These guys are winning records. They're coming in with winning records. They're not coming off of losses. That's nothing as well. Like he ain't fighting no guys of losses and layoffs.
No. Baldomir was the Julius and Gundu. That Julius and Gundu guy.
No. He said it right. Baldomir was the guy that beat Zab Judah.
I was in my.
He said it right.
No. I just said in comparisons.
Go ahead, fight, Doctor.
So when Baldomir beat Zab Judah was coming off like about 3 or 4 consecutive knockouts. He had knocked out Corey Spinks, and then I think he had 2 fights. It was either 1 or 2 fights before the loss to Baldomir, and Judah looked good in both of those fights, knocking out his opponents. So the Baltimore,
He had a suspect fight before he knocked out Corey Spinks. He fought somebody else and he looked horrible.
No. I'm talking about after he knocked out Corey Spinks.
And then he
so leading up, so the fights lead. So Judah looked good in the Corey Spinks fight. He looked damn good. I mean, he went out and he basically dismantled Corey Spinks and punished him. Okay, and quite as he kept quiet, that was him picking up from the 12th round of their first fight because he hurt Spinks bad, I think with a left in that first fight, and he took him apart in the second fight. So Zab Judah leading up to the Baltimore fight, he knocked out Spinks. And the two guys that he fought before Baltimore, he knocked both of those cats out. So for Carlos Baltimore, who was a severe underdog, I'm not quite sure. I don't remember what the line was, but
a big underdog, like 8.
But Baltimore was a prohibitive underdog in that fight. And for him to have beaten Zab Judah, who at the time was the welterweight champion, undisputed, that was a good win. So Floyd was supposed to fight Baltimore. He was actually supposed to fight Judah. That fight was signed. Yeah. Floyd Mayweather was going to fight Zab Judah. What happened, what prevented that fight while Zab was still the champion was Carlos Baltimore. So Floyd fought Baltimore instead of Judah.
And that fight was boring.
So EJ, why are you getting on my case for what I'm saying about Floyd when I'm actually defending and rating Floyd, and I'm certainly not comparing him to Canelo at the moment? I thought
I thought he was just comparing. Well, I thought he was just saying is that
all I was saying was
everybody, if you're gonna
Floyd did adapt his style. Floyd did adapt his style from when he was like a lightweight and super lightweight. That's all
I didn't agree. No, I agree. I'm not saying he didn't adapt his style. What I'm trying to say to you, Dilly,
that's all I said.
He was exciting. The thing was, the thing I
Ricky Hatton,
and it wasn't exciting. You said, Lisa, it wasn't exciting.
No, that's not what I said.
You asked me the question, I'm answering. Floyd was still exciting, right? And what I'm saying is that what I'm seeing with Canelo, right? Yeah, he's knocking him out, but I'm saying this is the level, of the opponents, of coming in. This guy had the losses. It's the standard, and I feel like when I was watching Floyd, it was like this guy was getting rinsed out, and he was fighting guys who have wins and knockout. Like my man, they said knockouts and wins. These guys are the elite and the best of the thing. What this guy's doing, and people are making excuses. Oh, he has to fight his Manchi. Floyd said the belts are nothing but dust. Like he don't care. He ain't gonna fight a bullshit opponent just to say he's a mantra. He wouldn't do that. He'll make sure the level of competition is adequate. And I'm telling you this right now. Canelo's up to get his ass whooped by one of these dudes here because he's been cherry picking a bit too much here. And he's been fighting soft competition and he ain't going round. And I see him get fat round the gills. One of these dudes is going to go in there and they're going to punch him up. And I'm getting Billy Joe Saunders. That's what I'm saying because I look at him.
You can't have it both ways, DJ. You told me Billy Joe's not said
he be taking softies, bro. He be taking these softies and I ain't liking it.
I agree with you what you're saying about Canelo, and I agree with what you're saying about Floyd.
The way the media were and HBO, they were all against Floyd, and every time Floyd did anything, it was a constant, bro. And Canelo,
I wasn't sad when HBO left up. I hate Larry Merchant, right? And there's something else I'm going to tell you. You need to understand this. I was living in Manchester at the time of the Floyd Hatton fight. And I was getting total heat for picking Floyd at the time of all sorts of people. And I celebrated that victory. So don't be getting on my case about it. I'll still watch that fight back.
No one's getting you. I think you missed. We're talking about what you talked about was what you talked about. You said it was boring.
Maybe I'll be sensitive.
You guys were talking about it's boring. I'm saying he wasn't. That's it.
No, I didn't say he was boring. I didn't say he was boring. This is what I said. Listen to what I said. This is what I said, right? I said Joe Kawasaki was boring because he had hand problem. I said I thought Floyd was more exciting at lightweight and at super lightweight.
And I disagree with that. And I disagree with that. I said it was still
okay. That's okay.
I still disagree. You said lightweight, and I said he was still. And I said he was still good at 140 and 147. That's what I said. So I disagree with you. So that's
okay. This is the difference for me. I'm going to tell you the difference, right? I put money on Floyd to knock out Pacquiao. Yeah, and in that first round, I knew I'd lost my money because I thought as soon as Pacquiao felt Floyd's power, Pacquiao didn't want to engage. Yeah. And Pacquiao wasn't going to engage, so Floyd would quite happily win on points. When Floyd was a lightweight, when I had a 10-round knockout, Floyd, I thought that Pacquiao,
Yeah, go on. I'm listening.
not a huge amount of money.
All right.
I thought Pacquiao was going to bring the fight to Floyd, like Ricky Hatton did, so Floyd would be forced to knock him out.
Oh yeah,
That's what I thought would happen. And Pacquiao didn't do anything.
Yeah, he did bring the fight.
Not really. Not really. Floyd controlled him all the way through for me.
Floyd chose in that fight. Yeah, Floyd chose. Floyd didn't want to knock him out. Like I think he wanted to make it clear to everyone around him. Like I'm just gonna make this guy. That's not in my same level.
He made him look foolish.
Yeah, that's
he
what
made him
Ricky
look foolish.
Ricky Hatton embarrassed him. Yeah, embarrassed Floyd in the first round when he knocked Floyd off his heels and knocked him back. And Floyd's like, okay, you want to go there? All right, let's go in. Now he brought Floyd.
But that's
Ricky
Floyd
said
that I'm
he brought the
making.
best out of him. He made Floyd.
That's
Floyd
the
said,
point that I'm making is that at the lighter weight, Floyd went looking for knockouts. At the heavier weights, when I think hand problems were an issue, he would only knock out his opponent if he had to. That's all I'm saying about Floyd. And I think Kawasaki was boring.
We said already though. Me and you disagree, bro.
So wait, can I jump in?
Me and you really agree with it. So it's not no funny. Go ahead, fight doctor.
It's okay.
Let fight doctor get in. Let fight doctor get in. Go ahead, fight doctor.
My whole thing about that is the guys.
Why did you let fight doctor get in? Fight doctor, go ahead.
So I think Floyd turned more into more of a boxer. I mean, he's always been a boxer, but he turned into more of a boxer as he went up in weight. And I think going up in weight it was probably a combination of him having hand problems, him getting older, and then going up in weight is why you didn't see him produce as many knockouts at 40, 47 as he did at 35 and especially at 130. At 130, Mayweather was a knockout machine. Knocked out Diego Corrales. Who else did he knock out at 130?
Everyone. At 135, he knocking Diego Corrales. He knocked out Fernando Hernandez. You know that who said what's his name again? Justin Juco. He was knocking loads of all the top boys out there. They're all getting that work. Angel Manfredi. They're all getting that work.
He knocked out Angel Manfredi. Yeah. So Floyd was, at the lighter weights, Floyd was producing knockouts. And I think was in more entertaining fights, to be completely honest.
No, but that's what you agree with John Dilly, I know. But what I'm saying is that, like I said to him when he go up, it's still exciting fights, regardless. Like he didn't make excuses, and the level of competition was still stellar. Go ahead, YG.
No question.
I get what y'all. The more thing that I notice more is that the guys at 147 could just take the punches better than those guys down at the lower weights. That's just really what it really is.
But Floyd's not a big welterweight. Floyd's not a big welterweight though, is he?
Floyd is not a welterweight at all. Floyd is really a lightweight.
That's part of his greatness, the fact that he was able to be so dominant at 147. I mean, look at Leonard. Leonard's a natural welter. What's he? He's so much bigger than Floyd. It's untrue. How tall is Sugar Ray Leonard? I know Sugar Ray Robinson was like 5'11". Yeah. Floyd's not. I think Sugar Ray 5'11".
No, he's 6 foot.
Like Floyd is exactly what Fight Doctor said. He's a lightweight that dominated the welterweight division, and that just by itself is impressive.
Well, he went up to 154 though as well.
Yeah, that's a fact. I don't know. Even though I would have Floyd beating those guys too, but
hey, listen, all it is this. All it is this. Yeah, the standard has dropped. Maybe because HBO's not around to critique, but HBO was on some bullshit. So we lost me and Fight Doctor and Dilly and YG PMC got critique or not. But what it is that you as the fight fans, you deserve better, and the fight nights deserve better. What happened with Josh Warrington the other night? Yeah. Now, was it good for boxing or bad for boxing? It was a matchmaking. In any case, it's always about how the guy comes back. You know what I mean? So we see how if John Dilly's gonna come back, not John Dilly. If Josh Warrington comes back, how he comes back. So people always get critiqued. AJ got critiqued when he lost Wilder. It's all about how they come back, man. and we always like a comeback story that endears him to the public. And right
Yeah.
now, Canelo, I ain't gonna lie, he's the guy that boy I want. He's the guy who's at the top. And to be fair, I just want him in a fight. Yeah, that's a meaningful fight. Like I mean, he was having meaningful fights with Lara earlier on. Who's the other fight? Triple G. You know what I mean? Like fights with competitive fights. That oh man, did he win? I don't know if he won. And this, that, yeah, where's that gone? Where's
Austin
it gone? Are you
Austin
so? Is
Trout.
he so much above
Austin Trout.
above everyone else now that he's
Austin
so good?
Trout.
I'm like, no, he ain't. There's guys in the division that he ain't even. He ain't
EJ,
there.
EJ, we're gonna have to 100% agree on your point here. That look at AJ. What's his biggest purse? His biggest purse is the second Ruiz fight because of the comeback story. Canelo, I've argued. I've been on platforms arguing. One of the best things that could happen to Canelo is that he actually loses, because he's gonna have a rematch clause, and then we're gonna actually be interested in his fights. I don't really care when Canelo's fighting because I just think he's gonna win. There's no level of intrigue whatsoever. He's got no rival. There's no clear cut. This is why I keep bringing up the Bivol situation, because they're on the same platform. If Bivol went down to 168, I think he'd still be very competitive, and they could build a rivalry because he's got the talent, but he hasn't got the name, and he'd have to have the fights to get there. But Canelo needs to be against opposition that people think can beat Canelo, and that's just not happening.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, and that's why I was saying earlier, them guys down at 160 got a better chance of beating Canelo than them guys y'all naming. Yeah, because you're talking about
The only one I give a chance to really 160 is Charlo, because you're not going to beat Canelo on points. I don't think it's going to happen. I don't think he needs Golden Boys to get that result. So you've got to knock him out. And I don't know if Charlo can, but at the 160 pounders, he's got the best chance.
Is a reason why Canelo was saying that Andrade is boring and that lefty style, that move around. I don't know. We got to see how good Billy Joe looks doing, moving around and just boxing from the south. That's going to show me a big part of how good can Andrade look going against him. Because there's one thing too, though. That part of the game, like the hunt you down when somebody play keep away, like that might be a little bit more frustrating to Canelo than what we've been seeing, because these guys that he been fighting, like they actually just be there, like they be there to be hit. They don't know how to really play keep away as good as like Andrade, and
so
we're gonna have to see if
how did
Billy
you
Joe
score the
could do it.
Canelo Lara fight then, YG?
What you said?
How did you? Because I think Lara's got a better outside game than
keep away.
the
That's
two
what I was saying. That
we're
was
talking about.
And that was
But
that's another
how did you score
southpaw.
that fight?
I had Lara.
How did you score that fight?
I had Lara winning.
Exactly, but he didn't get the result, did he? But he didn't get the result, did he?
Nah.
So I can see that both Billy Joe Saunders and Andre win in the view of a lot of boxing fans, but I don't think they get the W.
But
to beat him, I think you've got to put him out.
The only thing I give Billy Joe and Andrade over Lara is those guys are a little bit bigger than Lara. Like he's not gonna be able to push them two guys around as easy as he was able to push him. Like that's totally different though. He was the bigger man in that fight. He's not gonna be the bigger man. It's definitely not versus Andrade. Andrade is bigger than him. That southpaw.
Did you watch the Callum Saunders fight?
All three,
did you watch Callum Smith fight? Like Callum Smith 6'3".
But he's
massive.
He's massive, but not with the movement of Billy Joe and Andrade. See that's the difference.
Yeah, but I don't think beating Billy Joe and Andrade is going to be about pushing them around. Because I think Canelo's strong enough to push both of them around. They're going to have to be elusive.
Yeah, see, but that's what I'm saying. Those guys could be elusive, and then when you get into them, try to maul you, it's still a stalemate because those guys are bigger. The issue is them other guys that's what you call it, they're just been
But I don't think.
targets. Like my issue, like I'm trying to remind you that the foot movement, them guys that you're naming are just been targets for Canelo. The guys that I'm naming are gonna move, like gonna be able to move. I'm really not really saying Billy Joe, even though Billy Joe's just in there because he's a southpaw, and we was talking about the southpaws because the three guys we named are all southpaws. Lara,
there you go.
Lara,
Is
Austin
Andre
Trout.
really bigger than Lara as well? Because he was like a 154 pounder. He's at 160 pounds now. Billy Joe Saunders. The only reason he's not at 160 pounds is because he's lazy and fat. Let's just put the truth on it. So when it comes down to physical strength, they might be longer than Canelo, they might be taller than him, but I don't think they're going to be able to outstrength him on the inside in any way. He'll better push them around as easily as he did to Lara. And if you watch Lara against Hurd, Lara's strong. Hurd couldn't turn Lara at all. So I'm not sure I really agree with what you're saying about Lara or about these other two guys. Yes, they're fighting at heavier weight.
Yo, bro, yo, you guys,
they actually match bigger men.
You guys, I'm gonna have to call it a wrap, man.
I'm about to say,
we're gonna go around in circles, bro. I appreciate everyone coming in. YG, say your last word. Say your last. YG, say your last words.
Yeah, I'm about to say the only reason why
no, you're still gonna talk about
do
it,
that
right?
to her because her foot movement is too slow.
You're still talking
That's
about.
why I was trying to tell you that. I got you though. Yeah,
John Dilly, say your last words, John Dilly, man.
Okay, something we can agree on, EJ. The breakdance movies were sick. Okay. Yeah.
Yo, man, y'all talk about the Darrell fight?
Nah, man, they ain't talk about nothing, boy. What about the Darrell? Oh, the Darrell against who? Eldridge? Which one you talk about?
Old boy Davis.
Davis? Go ahead and talk about that fight real quick. Go ahead.
Now I went to split decision, man.
Who won?
No, it was a draw. Yeah, split draw.
This is a draw?
Yeah.
Who you think won? You watched it?
Man, that was a tough one, man, because you had the color commentators, man, Goosen and Lennox Lewis talking about, oh, man, Anthony Jarrell, he got this. And the other dude was like, man, I saw a couple of rounds in there, man. It might have gone the other way, you know. So the dude, like, I forgot who was scoring the fight, but he had Jarrell winning by like 2 rounds. But he highlighted like 2 rounds in the fight that he thought could have gone to Davis.
Yeah.
And so the fight ended up being a draw, man. For me, man, I just thought Davis was looking good, man. But in the late rounds, man, he just the confidence. It didn't look like he had confidence, man. So he looked like he gave it up at the end, though. But he got a draw, though.
He sound like a. Was it a good card? Was it a better card than this?
Man, I didn't even see the card, man. I just got started late, man. Well, you know, I got in late, so.
Well, the fights these days really in PMC, they haven't been impressing me, man. I'm not being impressed by. I mean, I hope the zone don't take over boxing because I ain't impressed with their bullshit.
Yeah, I agree with Hometown Glory. He said it was a good fight, man, and that he really rated Davis, man. Davis, that dude, the guy got hands, man. Yeah, he can box.
Oh, he saw it hometown.
Yeah, it was good.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was good.
I need to go check it out tomorrow. I need to go check it out in a couple of hours, man. Because I was falling asleep, but they were just going in a circle. Fight doctor.
Yeah,
that's your two reactions in the Google Hangout was like straight. It's like, man, that was some bull.
Unbelievable.
You go ahead, fight doctor.
Unbelievable. I mean, so for all the people who are in favor of this whole, unified champion, people who are in favor of the sanctioning organizations, the sanctioning mobs, this is what they give you. This is what the product is of having the sanctioning organizations determine who are worthy challengers by putting up these quote unquote mandatories. I mean, what they gave us tonight, what the WBC gave us tonight as a so-called worthy challenger was a joke, a bad joke. And Easy, I want you to marinate on this. And I think I already know what your answer is going to be. But for everybody listening, especially the people who are in favor of having, these different sanctioning organizations or whatever, just marinate on this. What would happen if Tyson Fury were to drop the WBC title tomorrow? Would the fight with AJ still happen? Would it?
Hell no.
It wouldn't.
Nope.
And think about it, right? Like, if Tyson Fury were to drop the WBC title, they would probably hand it to the winner of Povetkin and Dillian White.
Yeah.
At that point, if you are in favor of unification, right? If you're in favor of having a unified champion, then obviously you would need to be in favor of Anthony Joshua fighting the winner of Dillian White and Alexander Povetkin over him fighting Tyson Fury, right?
Good gosh, yeah, they would be.
And that's ridiculous.
Mm-hmm.
And you said something very interesting earlier. You were quoting Floyd Mayweather when Floyd said the belts are dust, and I could not put it any better.
That's all he ever said, and that's what this is what I'm trying to point out, the standards, because he wouldn't fight a bad opposition. He'd rather give up the belt than go against someone that he felt was thinking. They say, "Oh, he cherry picking," and goes, "Well, what was Canelo today then, bro?" Like this, and the thing is, like, Floyd never fought no one coming off these losses, man. These dudes were coming off these massive losses. The guys had runs, all of them. The level of competition, Canelo gonna get fried, bro. One of these dudes gonna pluck his cherry. I'm telling you, because he be out.
Yeah,
he
listen.
ain't getting no rounds in, right? He's standing there. His craft is not getting better. He's just standing there hitting like the heavy bag. One dude's gonna hit him back. They're gonna hit him back, and he
eventually.
Yeah,
eventually.
Triple G's doing the same thing. He over there doing bullshit. Like, the zone has allowed these guys, these pampered fighters, to get away with fighting bullshits, and they're standing because they're getting paid, and they're not very good for boxing. They're giving you a whole heap of money, and they're letting the standard drop of what we're used to, and that's what I was upset. And no one even, it's just me. It seems like I'm the only one barking. But you see, when it was Mayweather, because we don't like him, bro. If this was Mayweather, they'll be up in arms right now. They'll be burning, crosses be burning.
Dude, man, Mayweather was so good, man. It didn't matter. He was cherry picking. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Listen,
because he dog walked all his opponents, man.
Golovkin made a career out of knocking over tomato cans, right?
Yeah.
I mean, that's the reason why I call him. That's the reason why I call him Bum Lufkin, because he's in love.
He was the great white hype. That's what
he's in love with knocking out guys who were standing on street corners last week, right? That's why I call him Bum Lufkin.
All 154 pounders.
Yeah, they were like, they small.
They're lightweights. Yeah.
And look, they're basically just two names on his resume, honestly. Jacobs, Alvarez.
Yeah,
who else
that's
is
it.
involved? And in both cases, Jacobs and Alvarez, he either barely loses, barely wins, or gets a draw.
Mm-hmm.
And that's it. And the rest of his resume, straight garbage. Straight garbage. Duck Andre Ward. And now we see why. Ward would have drove his ass into the ground.
Mm-hmm. The standard be dropping, bro. The standard be dropping, and no one's been held accountable. And I ain't happy. And people just bros past it because we go talk about Billy Joe like that gonna be better. It's like, man, 2 a.m, I'm up here on this bum app.
I don't want to see none of that. I ain't gotta see him fight Billy Joe. I know.
Oh, that ain't no major fight. Like, that's
right.
cool. That ain't no major super fight. Like Eddie Hearn, that's what I'm saying. Eddie Hearn over there with his weird ass jacket with Canelo, and so you see them on watching that whack ass fight. How's that? And then the give me joke, right? The guy asked him, "Oh, are you going to be better than Julio Cesar Chavez?" How dare you? That's why that guy needs to get sacked. Or even asking that question. But
Yeah, and then
he came up with a good answer though. He said, "Nah, I'm just doing my
then
own
they
thing."
were hyping him up so
Yeah.
bad, and then you got Garcia hyping him up, talking about, oh well, he's one of the greatest fighters of all time.
He ain't better than Marquez.
Like
He ain't better than Marquez.
you wouldn't say Floyd was the greatest black fighter.
No, we wouldn't say that. No, we wouldn't.
No, we wouldn't. Not because he's one of the greatest fighters.
Listen, look, he's not better than
he ain't better than Floyd because Floyd whooped his
well,
ass.
no, yeah, he's not better than Floyd. But in terms of Mexican fighters, who am I thinking about? Morales. He's not better than Morales. I think Morales.
Morales Brera and Marquez are more entertaining, bro, than what, man. They came to not. They came, yeah. I know he knocking guys up, but they fought better.
What
level.
about Finito guy?
They were fought to a higher standards. They never fought no bums, man. Like I can't. I don't even think. Like, do you remember Morales' or Brera's career that they fought bums?
What about that?
Not the level of what we saw tonight. That I don't.
No, they did exactly. So yeah, go ahead.
Yo, you ever see that guy Finito guy?
Yeah, you talking about Ricardo Lopez.
Ricardo Lopez. What do you
he
think
never
about
fought
him?
no bums. He never fought no stiffs. They wouldn't find no stiffs.
Yo,
man,
his hands look nice, bro.
Yeah, he's fast. Yeah, he was nice. They would listen. This dude, I don't know what's getting in the zone. It's like, bro, he's like beat up the UK fighters, bro. Eddie Hearns keeps serving them out, man. I mean, the UK fighters are getting stretched out. When you look at his resume, it's like,
but he got all the middleweights.
And these guys ain't even good in their own country, bro. Let's get it right. Billy Joe's, man, come on, Billy gonna run though. Billy gonna run. Billy gonna hit the heels, bro.
Yo, man, that Callum Smith disappointed me. I'm like, damn.
Yeah, it was disappointing. It was disappointing. You know what I mean? It was, and you see, Eldridge, it was disappointing. Maybe I'm being too hard. Maybe I'm being too hard on Canelo. Maybe.
Yo, man, we should know something was up when he struggled with that light heavyweight in that tournament.
Oh,
he didn't look so good in that tournament versus that light heavyweight from what?
He only fought one guy. He fought thingy with one arm, man. You know what I'm saying?
Sweden or something like that. Guy was
the Sweden. Yeah. Yeah, man, it's just whack, man. Yo,
so is Alvarez going to fight Plant in his next fight?
No, he's fighting Billy Joe Saunders.
Oh,
that's what we're talking about. He fighting the date's already done, May 8th. That's what it is. In Cinco de Mayo, a couple of days later. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
That's what they're saying. That's what we're talking about. And I'm saying, like, how dare they, before this guy even hit the canvas, he didn't even come out the corner, they've already put this is gonna make it better. Billy Joe. It's not like Billy Joe was in the ring to start shit. Eddie Hearns in the ring. I was like, yo, you guys are crazy, bro. You guys are crazy. You know what I mean? You guys are crazy. It's lucky it's on the zone. Like, I ain't paying nothing for that, man. I ain't paying 2 pennies for that. You may not charge us in the UK for that bullshit either, because Billy Joe ain't worth nothing. Pay-per-view, but against the thingy, Canelo. They better not try it, man. If they try and charge us, I'm streaming that shit. I mean, I streamed it anyway. But listen, we gonna carry on. We gonna straighten out boxing like we've been doing. But it's hard to straighten out boxing when we ain't getting no good matches. So let me look in front. Go ahead, PMC. Why? Let me look in front what we got next week. You want to say something, PMC? Go ahead.
Nah, man, it's just. I mean, hopefully these heavyweights can get it on, man. Because
Fury? Nah, they ain't doing that. AJ gonna let him wait 2 years, man.
I'm just saying, like other heavyweights. Hopefully, hopefully Wilder can get back into it or something like that, man. Because boxing is
it's dipped, man.
It's dead, man. That Pichel versus
next Friday we got Clarissa Shields. She fighting. She's defending her belt.
Oscar Valdez versus
that was
a good fight, man.
Clarissa Shields, that was Clarissa Shields defending our undisputed champion Tony Yoko in France. That's Friday.
I'm tired of seeing her fight too, man, because ain't nobody got no damn skills.
I tell you what, they ain't after Friday, like Thursday and Friday. That's it. They ain't nothing on Saturday. Let me see if we're on ESPN. They ain't nothing, bro. The schedule's dead. We still in the Corona. I guess we're in Corona era.
So Saturday is the Povetkin rematch.
No. That's not happening. That's been moved to 27th of
Didn't one of them get COVID or something?
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, that's moved. That's what I'm saying. See, fight. You see, this is what I'm saying. Fight, doctor. Like the dates, they be messing us up. All right, let me see what we got here. Okay, Flip Michigan. That's on Friday. Nah, they ain't got nothing on Saturday, bro. They ain't got nuts. So there's nothing this Saturday. So Clarissa Shill's Friday. That's all we got to look forward for, man. Look forward through. You know what I'm saying? That's it. And then like they got Tony Yoko. He fighting bum. He fighting some bum. You know what I mean? Like Joseph Parker, that fight there, man. I didn't even what that man. That was just some of these fights are bad for boxing. You know what I'm saying?
So let me throw this hypothetical out to you guys, which I think is probably maybe in the next couple of weeks won't be so hypothetical. But let's just say that Fury and Joshua don't fight each other next.
Yeah.
Who does Fury fight?
Yeah, he's
Wilder.
He's no. He said, yeah, Wilder. He won't want. He should fight Wilder, but I don't know. He gonna fight a bum. That's what he do. See, the thing is, he was having a great time with Wilder because Wilder allowed him to. You see, Wilder, right? Listen to the Michelle side. Wilder dug him up from his grave. Wilder in his contract said, "I allow you to have tune-ups." Now, unlike Wilder, Eddie Hearn ain't allowing him that shit. He said, "Nah, you ain't getting no tune-ups. That shit's done with. When you fight us, you'll fight us when we want you to fight us. So you're gonna fight us in, as you heard AJ, we're gonna fight us in June. So AJ fought in December. AJ gonna fight in July. Now, if it ain't Tyson Fury, AJ don't care. He gonna fight. That's how it's gonna be. Fury now. He's on the rotor, so he has to agree or disagree. And if he doesn't disagree, what's he gonna do with himself? You know what I'm saying? Because he's gonna get served up when he fights AJ. Because AJ is prepared for beating his ass. Because AJ's been active. Fury's not been active. You know what I mean? His timing's off. And this is the thing. Wilder should have did that to him. He shouldn't allow Fury to have a tune-up. He should have said, look, come in, we'll fight you. Let me knock you out and go home back to whoever, give you a payday. That's what Wilder should have did to him. But Wilder said, I'll give you a few thing. And then Wilder said, you know what? I'll even help you. I'll come to Ireland and I'll promote the fight. And look when he went to Ireland, how he got disrespected. They threw chicken at him and all that stuff. That happened in Ireland. Then Wilder Fury fought another tune-up, and AJ and Wilder was there building it again. And that's what happened. See, that's what happened when you help someone out. See, if Eddie Hearn saw that, said, I ain't gonna do that. We're not gonna build you up against AJ. No, because I want AJ still to be the man. So that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna sign the contract, and you're gonna fight us when we want you to fight us. And that's how it is. And Fury ain't got no chance because it's his biggest ever payday. He ain't never earned no more money. He ain't even seen money what AJ's bringing, bro. This is his biggest payday. So he gonna get his ass whipped, and he gonna get his ass whipped accordingly. That's how that's gonna roll. You know what I'm saying? That's how that's going down.
So how much is he making in the AJ fight?
I don't know. It's his career high payday. I think they said 50. I think they heard it was 50-50, but I don't know if that's gone down. But then the contract's not being signed. The contract's on his death, so he's gonna be making, the fight is worth of like 100 mil. So he's gonna get like near 40, 50 mil, something like that. You see what I'm saying? That's the highest payday ever. Yeah, so 15 or something like that.
Okay, so money that he has to acknowledge.
Yes, and the money that you can't even turn away. You see, this is the thing, and this is what I'm saying. I say AJ. This is why Eddie Hearn controls the board. They got people around AJ. They make sure AJ isn't winning. They're not gonna make Fury come in there at the best of Fury. They don't want the best Fury. They don't care what he is. He's just there for us to get beat up and get out of here. That's what Wilder should have did. You see, this is the dumbness of the boxing. See, when like Mayweather or anyone, when you control the board correctly. And like Klitschko, you pay the sanctioning bodies off when you can, and you do this, you do that to keep your guy on top. That's what this game's about, man. You know, Don King was doing it for many years. He keep your guy on top. You go with the champion, you leave with the champion. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
I never heard. You know what I mean? Don King's, look, let me say how Don King's real good, yeah? At least when you got signed to a contract, a promotional contract, either way, you're guaranteed to get a rematch. If it was a great fight, you were still looked after. Another thing as well, that Vegas in the car park, he used to pay sometimes, yeah? I think he paid for a fight between, I can't remember who it was a fight in Vegas where there was no money for it, right? And I think he paid for that fight to happen. Like Don King done so many good things for boxing, charities and all that stuff there. But you see, all that negative press came out. It's all from Bob Arum. All that negative press about Don King's this, Don King's that. But his resume, you can't even talk. When he was running boxing, Trinidad, all these fights, there was fights, man. There was the best fight in the best because he made sure. But it's like he was bad for boxing. He ain't this, that, the other. Like people fought. You know what I mean? They were fighting. Like what's happening now? Eddie Hearn is all about money, the numbers, and the quality. There's no substance. There's no substance in these opponents. And I don't care. I ain't sit. Like fight doctors talk about lineage. I know PMC You like the lineage of the game, where the guy beat the guy. But that's very important in boxing. That's the essence of boxing. You know what I mean? Them dudes are all talking about them belts. I want to hear on them belts. You know what I mean? I want to hear that belt story. I want to hear the best fight the best, and you can continue that. And somewhere along the lines, people have just gone on. They're looking for the pound note or the dollar. And I understand that it's a prize fighting, but at the same time, least fight higher level competition, quality competition. But like I said to you, everything comes down to you. You keep fighting bums, iron sharpens iron. If you're not fighting the best competition, you're gonna get smoothed out, bro. I'm telling you, you're gonna get smoothed out. It's gonna be one of the biggest shocks in boxing history, and I'm gonna cash in because I'm gonna pick Billy Joe Saunders. Any of them guy, any decent guy, half decent, they're gonna beat Canelo. That's what I'm saying. Because you've been fighting bullshit. No, I guess I ranted enough, man. Y'all guys want to say anything, or you don't want to join me or whatever?
No, I'm out, man.
Yeah, all right, man. That's cool, man. But, say last word, PMC, where we can find you or whatever.
What? Find me on YouTube. PMC King. That's it, man.
There you go, PMC King. Thanks, PMC. Nice one, bro. Appreciate coming over. We're gonna do more hangouts though. You bring over Fight Doctor, man. Rick James.
Yo.
Go ahead, man. Last couple of words.
Yeah. If there weren't so many belts, I think it'd just be a lot less confusion. And all these belts create confusion. And I honestly don't believe that these different sanctioning organizations are truly good for the sport. They're good for their bottom line, but they're not good for the sport. But anybody who's listening, you can catch me at the Fight Doctor on Twitter, @THA Fight Doctor.
Yeah, I didn't know you was on Twitter, man. Let me add you right now. PMC, you on Twitter as well?
Yeah.
Oh man, I didn't know you two was on Twitter, man. Like, let me see. At Fight. Let me see. At Fight Doctor. Let me see. PMC, what's your
the Fight Doctor? So THA Fight Doctor.
Man, I didn't even know you was on Twitter, man. Y'all guys keep that quiet, man. Shit. What do you mean? What you say, Fight Doctor? Say again.
THA Fight Doctor at the Fight Doctor. The THA Fight Doctor.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, Doctor, man. Yeah, go ahead, PMC. What's your thing? You PMC?
Yeah, PNC King. That's pretty much it.
Where you at, Fight? What's your logo, Fight Doctor?
My logo actually says Fight Doctor.
Oh, I think I found you. Is that Fight Doctor 1?
No. No, it's just at THA Fight Doctor, at the Fight Doctor. THA.
So the letter A in it. Do you know the at? Oh, you put actually AT, yeah? Okay. At the Fight Doctor. I'll go at, and then you put another AT. Okay. Let me see. Man, I don't know what you're talking about. I ain't found you yet. Doesn't matter. You're gonna have to put it in the chat, bro, because I guess how you're saying it ain't coming. But
I'll put it in the chat.
You PMC King, yeah? Let me see.
Yeah.
Let me see where, because I man, you know you was on. Oh, there you is. Man, you guys are quiet as well, man. I found you right now, PMC, man. Shit. Oh man. Quiet as hell. I'll add you to my bunch on Twitter, man. We chop you up.
All right.
All right, PMC. Take care, man. Fight Doctor, put it in the thing.
You too, man.
Yeah, man. Take care, but we catch up again, man. There ain't nothing getting on for a couple of weeks. I'm gonna cover the Clarissa Shields. I like Clarissa Shields, but I can't imagine Fight Doctor and PMC be covering Clarissa Shields for too much.
Yeah, I watched the fight.
Oh, you gonna watch
it? That fight. Wait, no, that's pay-per-view. It's pay-per-view in the States, so I might miss that one.
Pull it in the private thing there. Put it in the private chat right now, like the thing. Yeah, I'm gonna watch Clarissa Shields because I even know the girl she talking about. Yeah, I don't know the girl too much of the girl she talking about. So, but I like Clarissa Shields. She talks enough. She undisputed. And you know the funny thing, Clarissa Shields undisputed. The Charlo brothers don't get talked about. Like they really good. They really exciting for boxing, and they don't get as much as praise I feel as they should. I think there's some media blackout. Literally on some black fighters, bro, on their achievements, man. I feel like there's some blackout, like dudes. If we don't talk about them, they don't exist. It's like if you ain't with Eddie Hearn, oh, you ain't with this dude, they don't exist. Like, see, that's the thing about Don King. He had a mouth on him, bro. He had a mouth on him. You couldn't deny him. His mouth was louder than everyone's. You know what I mean? And at some point, some of these dudes are here, then they're doing great things in boxing, but no one even knows, man. No one knows. Gary Russell, no one knows. It's just quiet. But I guess you got to be like Hagler. Maybe if you just look, you say, oh, you need to be undisputed. Okay, Claricia's undisputed. Now what? So where's my fame and name? You know what I'm saying? So I guess it's more than that. You know, to get that notoriety. I guess, you know, I don't know what you go do. You go cut your leg off. I mean, Mayweather's got all that attention. It would have been great if Mayweather had all them people underneath him, because Mayweather would talk, but Mayweather's ego is too out of control. When you get with him, it seems like all the fight is dip. But anyway, I can go on all the way. Man, yo, really appreciate you guys coming over. Fight Doctor, put that in the chat. Yeah, so I can find you on 12 PMC. I found you. Nice one.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, and everyone else, yeah, like tune in. EJ, I'm just gonna call it how it is, bro. I'm a sharp shooter, better than Bret Hart. I'm gonna come straight down the middle, straight down the line. I'm gonna land my right hand on your jaw and then see if you can take it, because I ain't playing around no more. I ain't playing around. I ain't pulling no punches. I ain't joking around with boxing, right? I want fights. I want competitive fights. I don't care. I want people, even if they're 50-50, not 50-50, I want people turning up and earning their paycheck. I don't know none of this bullshit no more. And if you're doing it, you're going to find EJ coming on your neck. And that's what I got to say about it. If the Fury fight happens, AJ needs to dust Fury. I don't care if Fury don't come in, because he don't conduct himself as a champion the way I think about it. You know what I'm saying? So, and then Wilder needs to dust himself off and get a trainer, come back and put himself back. Because when Wilder was doing his thing, it was good for boxing. You know what I mean? Good or bad, he was knocking out dudes and he was causing attention, and it was good for boxing. So he needs to get himself back on the thing as well. And that's what I got to say, man. EJ Boxing Live. I'm going to play one of my videos for my man, Eddie Hearn, even though I go at his neck, yeah. Signing out. Peace.
Peace.
To all the fans watching it, wish them a Merry Christmas, and also why should they watch the fight?
You should watch this fight because this is what boxing's all about. This is about putting your O on the line. This is about putting what you believe on the line. You think you can win? Step up in the big fights and let's see it. You can talk the talk, but when the lights come on and you walk out the O2 Arena into a little ring 20 foot by 20 foot to fight another man, this is the pureness of the sport. Why boxing is the greatest sport in the world, bar none. Let's build the hype, let's watch the excitement, and let's see the purity of British boxing explode and unfold February the 3rd, O2 Arena.
Thanks very much.